Shields up, Iron Breakers, and welcome to another episode of the Cast. I'm here with FightinCowboy. We've been away from the podcasting scene from quite some time due to unforeseen, not unforeseen, I guess they could have been very easily predictable. Summer break is madness, let's just put it like that. How are you doing, Cowboy?
Good.
It's just like, chill. It's like, didn't have any problems during summer break like I did. All of my streams getting interrupted, like 1,000 kids in my house. Everybody having a party every single day.
No, my summer break was pretty chill. Someone hit my car, so that was a big headache and still ongoing.
That sucks.
It was a mega sucks. We went to karaoke. Car was parked, just sitting in the parking lot, and some guy, and what I call them dickhead trucks. There's this, I don't know if it's big over in Europe, but it was like a Ford F450 with like the 6 wheels and raised, and he has the lights on the top, like very much a truck you see and you're like, oh man, I know that guy has the fucking smallest dick imaginable. Like it's the truck has to be a statement, you know. And it looks like it's designed to go off-road, but of course it's pristine, and you can tell he's afraid of even driving it in the dirt. Anyway, dude drives into the parking lot, realizes his truck won't fit, backs up straight into my car, stops, looks at it, thinks for a second, and then drives away. And I'm like, okay. So I had to...
It was like, I'm sure he's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, it did about 12 grand worth of damage. Damaged the corner panel, the hood, the other quarter panel
did you
above
say
the wheel, like the side panel.
12 grand?
12 grand worth of damage.
$12,000.
$12,000 worth of damage. Yes,
it's crazy. Jesus Christ.
On a hit and run,
and then
on a parked vehicle. Yeah, so that's, I mean, everything's getting repaired, obviously. But,
this is why he needs a big truck.
Not a fun...
Because he can hit your car, leave, not even be worried about it, because his car's fine.
I legit, well, and the most annoying part of it, so like he left the major intersection. I'm pretty sure that light there has like CCTV or CTV cameras on it, whatever they're called. And of course I filed a police report because I want to submit that to insurance. And they're like, well, you know, we don't usually do stuff like this. This is technically private property. And I'm like, what do you mean it's private property? Like, I was in a parking lot. And he's like, well, the lot is owned by this company. You have to call them to see if they have camera footage. And I'm like, like, bro, we saw him drive away. You can see the light. Can y'all just pull a plate? And they're like, we'll look into it. And I'm like, y'all are the worst first responding officers I could have possibly, like, all I'm asking you to do is look up the car that just hit me and peeled out of the parking lot. And they're like, I guess we could do it. It's not really our job. I'm like, holy shit.
It's not our job? What do you mean? You're a police officer. Whose job is it?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I mean, insurance is fixing everything. I don't know if they ever caught the guy, but now every time we go to karaoke, I'm on the lookout for this dickhead truck. Because there's somebody was explaining it to me. It's like, if I find the truck, if I can find the truck and I can get the plate, I can go through something called discovery and like go after the guy for
damages.
Stuff.
Yeah.
That's
a pain.
Besides that, though,
sorry going through that.
The summer itself has been great. That was annoying because and then of course insurance, like they were like a fucking kid fighting to go to school. Like it was like the accident happened on a Monday, or happened on a Sunday night. Submit it. Call insurance, no reply. Call insurance, no reply. Insurance finally gets back to me Thursday after I talked to like my direct, like I have a buddy that I have insurance. He works for AAA. So I got insurance through him. I guess you could call him like my agent or something. I'm like, yo, what's going on? It's been like 4 days since the accident. AAA hasn't called me back. He's like, yeah, that's not good. Let me make a few calls. Finally, the lady that's been assigned to my case is like, okay, we're working on it. And I'm like, well, I've already identified the body shop. I already got an estimate. I'm ready to go. I just need you to approve this paperwork. And she's like, I don't see it in our network. And I'm like, spell it out like 3 times. And she's like, well, I see that name, but I don't see the shop. And I'm like, okay, listen, it's in your network. Bro. I just talked to somebody. So it was like it went from the accident to dealing with like the most incompetent possible AAA insurance handler available. And then once the car finally started getting repaired, the body shop would give me updates like once or twice a week, and they'd be like, "Hey, we've submitted everything. We're still just waiting on Samantha or whoever to approve it." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's par for course."
Dude, secure.
And yeah,
Basically, insurance companies are absolutely the worst. I remember the one time. The one time I had my most serious accident, it was a dude hit me from behind. Okay. He was going above the speed limit, hit me from behind, but this dude, it was a garbage car that hit me like really, really bad. And basically insurance, because my car was like a company car at the time. So insurance just goes, well, the company has money. It was the same insurance for both of us. So the company was like, well, the company has money. This guy that hit him doesn't seem like he has that much. So we'll just make you to be the culprit. And I was like, wait, excuse me? I was like, what the fuck is this? And so basically the insurance company, because it was the same, they didn't fight. They're just like, yeah, it's same insurance. He pays for it. Boom, done. And I was like, this is some bullshit, dude.
Yeah, insurance, you pay every month in the event of an accident. And then when an accident finally happens, they're like,
it's worthless.
Do we have to help? Do we have to? It's like, get off your ass and do your fucking what I pay you for. I mean, homeowners insurance, car insurance, they
it's terrible.
Oh, God forbid they actually need to do what their fucking job is and pay out for damages. Oh, that's like they'll do anything to not cover it. Like, were you in the vehicle? No, the vehicle was parked. I was not in the vehicle. Like, I literally had camera footage of the car backing into it. And they're like, I guess we'll start the claim process. Like, you guess? Like, no,
I guess we'll do our job.
Shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But
I guess we have to do our job.
Insurance companies and just usually like most utility people are also terrible. I had recently, I was about to start a stream at 11:30 a.m. and I kid you not, 5 minutes earlier, I don't have internet. I'm like, this is weird. So I go outside because my wife told me she had seen a technician outside, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Oh, God.
I go outside, and dude's just like, yeah, it wasn't me. No, I didn't do nothing. No. And then he starts moving to the other tower, and I'm like, listen, bro, something's wrong. You fucked something up. You need to figure it out. And then he's like, yeah, I don't see your fiber on my list, so I don't know where your fiber is. And then eventually he makes a call or whatever. And then he figures out which of the poles has my fiber. He goes to it. I kid you not. He starts fiddling around. He's like, all these fibers are fine. Like, there's no issues here. And then he pulls the cable a little bit and is like, oh, the cable's bent. I was like, what do you mean the cable's bent? It was fine this morning, dude. What do you mean it was bent? So apparently, because he was doing an extension, he bent the cable to kind of like fit the rest of, the fiber cable, the type of cable you can't bend because it breaks and the light doesn't, pass if you bend it more than a certain degree. And I was just like, that's great, bro. Thanks. And then he had to stay there for like an hour fixing it. But at least he fixed it.
I told you about when the irrigation company cut my fiber line at my old house, right?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Where I was like, they were getting ready to lay irrigation. And I went outside and I'm like, listen, my fiber line is right here. Do not cut that. And they're like, no, we'd never do that. I want to say I might have even marked it myself, like spray painted like a big, don't cut here. And then like halfway through the job, the internet cuts out and I walk outside and they're just like, oh no, what happened? And I'm like, wow, you cut.
Oops.
Yeah, you cut over the line that I explicitly asked you not to cut over. That they actually ended up paying for, I got the irrigation for free basically. Cause I was like, this is negligence. I work from home.
Yeah.
You were costing me my income. And they were like, well, we can't really argue with that. It worked out.
But anyway, it's enough of the two old men screaming at bad things happening.
That could be a whole podcast.
That could be a whole
podcast.
All the bad stuff that's happened. I got to go to Gamescom. That was a ton of fun. And I also did a kill team tournament where it was really funny because I went with a friend of mine. This I have to tell you because, like, bro, I did my friend so dirty, so incredibly dirty. So my friend was like winning like a maniac on this tournament. And then eventually he faces me. So I know his team. I've played him a bunch of times. So I know that his team doesn't move very fast. He's got Necrons. Necrons, they don't move too fast. And so we get this objective that's called transmission, which is one of the hardest things to understand in the whole game. I had to like force myself to learn it at one point. But basically, one of the major differences is that you can't tap the objective points more than once. Once you tap them, it's gone. You get the victory points, and that's it. And then eventually, the last point to be tapped drops an item that you can pick up, and that gives you victory points every turn. So basically, I even explained to him before the game, listen, you can only tap these points once, but I knew he was probably going to forget because it's a very complicated critical op. You can only tap these points once, so be careful. I warned him. I warned him and everything. I even told the tournament organizer to make sure that I knew the rules of that thing because that thing was complicated. And he was like, no, it's good, it's good, it's good. Okay. I positioned my dwarves all to pick up the points instantly in the second turn. They're all positioned because the advantage of my army is they can move much forward ahead than the rest of the armies. So they're all like in position by turn 2 to pick up everything. And then in one turn, I'm like, I pick up this point, I pick up this point, I pick up this point, and I pick up the special token. And he's looking at me and I'm like, yeah. And then I run away. Just run away. I just go to like a corner of the map with all of my dwarfs and all the victory points. And I'm like, and I have to come get me. Good luck with your slow ass Necrons. And I win the match. It was so disgusting, dude. It was the nastiest. Oh, so much fun. But anyway,
I haven't had anything that impressive, but we did get a group magic game going, and my Boros Cloud equipment deck popped off. We were playing a 4-way match, and so this deck it's a common thing known as like a Voltron deck. The idea is usually you get one creature and stack so much equipment onto it to where it's unstoppable. And I got him, and I got, what did I get on there? I got like
isn't there
I think
a black
like
card that can just outright kill a creature? Or am I misremembering?
Oh, there's tons of stuff like that. But where Magic has evolved so much.
Yeah, I imagine.
But I basically, it got to a point where I had, so it was still pretty early, but I had like Hexproof on him, I had Lifelink, I had Trample, and then I had one of the Meridian swords. The idea is this sword gives you outright protection from colors. So like anything that was green, anything that was green and anything that was red wasn't going to be able to touch me at all. So I was like sitting for a turn, and I was like, listen, if you attack, like I'm just going to kill you. Like I have protection. You can't cast, like your spells will not affect him, your creatures will not affect him. And there was one person at the table that was playing a white deck, and they were like, Michael, you have to attack him. Michael, you have to attack him. Michael, you have to attack him now. Michael was like, well, if I attack him, I'm probably going to lose one of my creatures. And I was like, you'll get damage in, Michael, but like, yes, I will kill your angel. And he's like, I don't think I want to attack. And I'm like, okay. And then of course the next turn I ramp out. Like, so the thing with this cloud is he has a unique effect where when he attacks, any equipment on him will trigger twice. So I use this card called a Stoneforge Mystic. I play that down, pull out something called Ultimate Weapon. It's a 7-drop equipment. Also costs 7 to equip. But when it comes out, it gives your creature, I believe it's 7/7, and every time they attack, they destroy target creature player controls. So I play.
So not even the same creatures that's defending it. You just choose another one. For
I just choose two and kill them. Yeah. So I pull out that.
So balanced.
I have a different Stoneforge Mystic that gets it onto the battlefield for free. I had a thing down that lets me equip it for free, so it immediately goes on Cloud. I had something else that was giving him like haste and lifelink and vigilance. So they had basically one turn they could have killed me, and then the next turn suddenly Cloud is swinging as a 15/15 trample, indestructible, haste, lifelink. I instantly kill the 2 creatures that would be a threat. I think I might have had Aether Spark on him as well, so he's like ramping up counters at the same time and gaining life, and they're like, great, Michael, you just fucking lost us the game. And I'm like, no, Michael hasn't done anything. But I now have this unstoppable creature where I'm like, I have protection against all the stuff. I'm killing all your creatures.
It's funny because I forgot that Magic the Gathering is doing that collab with Final Fantasy. So when you set a Cloud deck, I assume that this would be a card that everybody would know. That's some capital card. It's like, oh no, that's Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy.
That's Cloud Strife. That's Cloud Strife coming in. Buster Sword's pretty nasty as an equipment. If you get combat damage in with it, you can put a card from your hand onto the battlefield that's less than or equal to the amount of damage you did to the player. So like I run Buster Sword on the deck. I'll get Buster Sword on. Cloud will swing. He'll hit for with nothing else on him, he'll hit for 5. But then because he does that twice, I get to put 2 5-cost cards just onto the field.
Damn.
It's usually like, here's another sword. Here's another sword. Now Cloud is a 12/12.
So you can
here's
put
another sword. Here's another
equipment
sword.
instead of putting like a creature, because I thought that would be for like some.
Yeah, you could do creatures, equipment, enchantments, whatever you want. It just depends on. I mean, not land. You couldn't do land with it.
Yeah.
Actually, you couldn't do land with it. I want to say no, but yeah, it's a very very fun deck. It was a very fun win.
Magic is very different.
Yeah. Well, they could have killed me too, but then when Cloud swung, here comes 15 lifelink coming on in, along with me destroying creatures.
That's pretty disgusting. But
the more disgusting, there's one more. There's one more because I know you don't play Magic. So
I mean, I used
Magic,
to though. I used to play a ton of Magic.
To.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world now.
Yeah,
so they recently did this thing called Edge of Eternity, which is spacecraft themed decks, and the idea is you need to station them. So there's this thing called Dawnsire. It has a station power of 20. What that means is you need to tap creatures worth a total of 20 power over the course of however many turns to make the spaceship come online. So like if I have a 6/6, I tap it, it goes to 6 out of 20. My next turn I could tap it again, it goes to 12 out of 20. You get the idea. So I'm playing my spacecraft deck with Tezzeret. I get Dawnsire down on the board. I pull out something called Basilisk Collar, which makes it so target creature gets Death Touch and Lifelink. Dawnsire has a unique effect of after it's stationed and it's ready to start attacking, anytime you attack, it deals 100 damage to any target creature. So I get Dawnsire online, 100, which is enough to obliterate anything that's not indestructible. Yeah. So, but here's the best part. It's the same exact setup. Because Michael is over to my right, and it's up to Michael. Michael has to stop me. And
poor
everyone's
Michael,
Michael, you have to stop him. And Michael's like, yeah, I just, I really don't want to lose my angel. And I'm like, that's the right choice, Michael. He ignores me.
You guys are just bullying Michael, dude, is what this sounds like. Michael's just a bullied person in your group, man.
Michael has a very powerful deck. He's usually good. He's very passive when it comes to table politics.
He doesn't sound very good.
No, he's usually good. The thing is, Michael, because you're playing against it's a 4-way match. And so Michael's like, well, I could attack and I could hit Cowboy, but then I leave myself open to assault. And I just don't agree with that. And so Michael will build like a big defensive line until he feels safe. And he's like, well, if I attack Cowboy, I expose myself. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You should do. Anyway, Dawnstar comes online. I put this equipment on it, obviously attack, and I'm at like 7 life at this point. And I'm like, okay, Dawnstar attacks. That's going to be 100 damage due to the space laser. That's going to hit this creature over there. That dies. And oh, by the way, remember how it has lifelink? So now I have 107 life. And on the next turn, and they're like, no, I'm done. 107. Fuck off. I forfeit. I'm like, what are you like? It's just starting to get fun now.
It's so ridiculous. 107.
The discussion is so funny though, because like they're like, this is bullshit, and I'm like, listen, if you let me put out it's a 5-cost spacecraft, and you let me take enough turns tapping 20 power worth of creatures where my ass was wide open to where this thing comes online, like
you had it coming.
You can't sit and ignore a threat for like 2-3 turns and then oh my god, where did the nuclear bomb come from that he was building in front of me?
Oopsie daisies. But yeah, so that's been some of the stuff that we've been up to. Let's talk about some video games. So we need to start with one that I haven't been playing. I want to get your opinion. Actually, 2 that I haven't been playing that I want to get your opinion on. We'll start with Borderlands 4 because that's kind of like the latest hotness. Like how's Borderlands 4 for you so far?
I'm actually enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it recaptures kind of the vibe that 2 had going on. I've played pretty much all the Borderlands games. 2 I definitely enjoyed the most. Pre-sequel was okay. I liked the cowgirl pistol character. She was kind of cool.
I
but
didn't
play it a lot
really
outside of
vibe
that.
with the pre-sequel. Like I remember playing a little bit of the pre-sequel with friends, and I was like, I don't like this whole mechanic that you jump and you're floating and blah blah blah. I just got giga bored of it.
Yeah,
instantly.
I like the jumpy thing, but I mean, even then, I think pre-sequel was on the weaker side of Borderlands. 3, I bounced off of. I did one campaign and didn't go back. And then Tiny Tina, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like I enjoyed it, but I think for me personally, Tina begins to get grating after a certain amount of time. And
I
hit
forget.
that
You're
limit where-
one of those people that didn't like Nada, huh? So I guess you didn't
Nada?
like Tina. Yeah, Nada from Wilds.
No, I don't. I mean, I think I wouldn't say I dislike. I don't dislike Nada. I think my favorite part of Nada was the memes
He's
that
just
came
like
out.
me
where,
for real.
yeah, that and the put the fries in the bag memes. Those were the best parts of Nada. I don't dislike Tina as a character. It's just, you know, when you're playing for like 20, 30 hours and you have her doing like just in your ear, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like I can't do it anymore. But 4 has been really fun. I will say performance, the two biggest problems with 4 at the moment, one, the performance by far.
Yep, that's what I hear.
Obviously my rig's fine, but
Wait,
performance is major
what are
concern.
you running? Isn't it a 4090 or did you upgrade to a 5090 yet?
No, I'm sticking with a 4090.
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to upgrade till 60 series or higher. And the second biggest problem is Randy Pitchford putting his foot in his mouth continually.
Dude, Randy Pitchford is just giving everybody content, bro. He's the king of content. I love it.
Dude, like he is a walking case study of when a CEO just needs to shut the fuck up.
Just shut up, bro.
Just shut up. I guess your PC's not good enough. Yeah, refund the game, you brokey. Like, oh my god, why are you doing this?
The best part is him telling people with 4090s, like, no, listen, here's what you got to do. Put it at 1440p and then turn DLSS on and 4 times frame gen. And I'm just like, a 4090 at 1440p, bro, that's crazy. But okay.
You know, I'm now, to be fair, I run, if a game has DLSS and frame gen, I just put it on, because the performance is going to be better. So with those on, I'm playing 4K. Most settings are cranked to ultra. I turn down shadows to medium, because that's usually yeah. And I don't frankly care about shadow quality. And I'm getting around 120 FPS with frame gen and DLSS, but it was 120. I'm happy.
And by the way, I had somebody come to my chat when I was reporting on that video. They were telling me, man, Cowboy was talking about there was a massive input delay in the game, and I was like, no, I know what's wrong. That's not it. That's not fair.
That was user error. That was user error. Well, it was so. All right, let me explain this situation. This was bugging me the fuck out. I could not figure it out because I had no input delay from my mouse, but I had input delay on my keyboard. And I had just gotten done Silksong. I played with the controller, so of course I hadn't noticed this. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Because, you know, I wasn't playing any of their keyboard and mouse games. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm like I would like move and I'd take my hands up, my character's still just running, and I'm like, this fucking game. I was getting so mad I thought it was the game. It turns out, well, I've been playing the Lego game with my kid. Yeah. So he would run into my office and try to get things set up. He switched my keyboard from Lightspeed to Bluetooth.
So your keyboard's wireless?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering
it's the Logitech one where you have like the Lightspeed stuff, which is like super low latency, or you have normal Bluetooth. And usually I'll connect. I have Bluetooth set up for the secondary PC that runs like private servers for vRising and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So usually if I want to hop on that computer, I hit the Bluetooth button, it connects. If I'm going to my main computer, I hit Lightspeed. And he came in and just was like, oh, a button. And I didn't notice it because I typically never press this button unless it's for a specific task that happens like once a month. And so my computer or my keyboard was running off of Bluetooth mode, and that was causing my input delay.
Yeah. But, you know, it turns out that Borderlands, from everybody that I hear talk about, they're all telling me that's like, oh, it's a fantastic game. It's just dumbass Randy Pitchford won't shut the hell up and just like making a fool of himself.
As I'm getting farther, I am noticing there's a couple of co-op and New Game Plus concerns. Like, for example, if you and me played the entire campaign together, let's say it was on my save, you're going to get progress for everything. But when you jump back into your game, you're not going to have any of the fucking map markers or the fast travel points until you manually run to them. They're all unlocked. They're just hidden until you rediscover them all.
But wait a minute, my quest progress is also good?
Quest progress is good.
Okay.
So you're getting all your quest progress, but you'll hop in your own world and you'll be like, wait a minute, I want to go farm that boss. And when you go over there, the boss is farmable, but your map just has the fog of war missing, and that's it. None of your,
so you have
your
to
shit
run
is
over there. Okay. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought. Because I thought it was going to be kind of like Souls, where your progress doesn't carry over if you're helping somebody else. Okay.
Your progress is, but the map thing, it's annoying. Because like I played with my buddy, we played for like 4 or 5 hours on a Friday, and then I'm like, the fuck, we did all this. And then I start running over, and I'm like, I have progress. I'm like, the map just didn't save that I've been to any of these locations. So that's a little weird. The game has the, like, after you beat it, you can make a fresh character at level 30 and skip levels, which is nice for Borderlands. You know, you want to start a different character, level them up. That character suffers from, like, the same thing. Their map is going to be completely uncovered. So you're starting a new character, and the game's like, you better go discover shit. You better go redo all of it, which is kind of weird, you know?
Do they
like,
give you,
playing Diablo.
Do they give you equipment?
You start with, like, I haven't gotten there yet, but from what I understand, you start with, like, basic stuff, like whites and greens.
But like I mean, level appropriate whites and greens.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like World of Warcraft, boosted character.
Yeah, I guess the gear's a little shittier than that.
Okay.
But it would be like if you started a new character in WoW and then you got to rediscover the flight paths and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I don't know how big the map is. I'm assuming it's massive because nowadays
it's pretty big. Yeah, it's more of an open world Borderlands. There's like 4 distinct, I call them acts, but 4 distinct like zones that you go through. So it's a pretty sizable map. We do have a like a motorcycle hover bike type thing that we can get. So you do have pretty good movement. Movement in general is really nice.
Movement feels good. Traversal.
Yeah.
Does every character have like a special movement ability, or what's the deal with that?
Well, no. So you get like a jetpack. So kind of similar to pre-sequel. I know you mentioned you weren't a fan of that, but you get this jetpack early, and it's basically, you can't really go up with it, but you get like a double jump, and then if you hold it, you'll glide. So you can like climb up somewhere and be like, I'm going to try to get over there, and you can like jump and just glide and barely make it, which is nice. And then you have a grapple that's used specifically for grapple points. But so there's sections where you're like,
can you grapple into jumping? So that you can grapple into gliding?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to like really use that to traverse large areas, but like, if you grapple up and then double jump and glide, you'll cover,
okay,
I don't know, 20 meters or something. But I don't know, movement's good, guns have been fun.
That's something I've heard. Like, people were telling me the gunplay is actually really good in this one. Like, somebody went as far as to say, I think, they thought the gunplay was better than Destiny 2, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, that's a pretty high bar. That's a very high bar.
Destiny 2, so I can't speak to that.
You didn't play Destiny 2 at all?
I played the first Destiny and did like the start of the campaign and kind of just bounced off it. Wasn't really my kind of franchise.
Because it's just like my thing is like when it comes to gunplay, Destiny has some. I hate Destiny as a franchise. I think it's really freaking bad, especially recently. They've been doing terrible with that game as far as I'm concerned. But like the actual gunplay of Destiny feels very, very tight, very good. Popping headshots and that feels very nice.
No, I definitely headshots and whatnot do feel good, especially if you're working with like Jacobs. Jacobs is
that's the sniper rifles, right?
No, it's the ones that the unique perk of them is when you get a crit, the bullet will ricochet, but they're usually they're like straight rifle. They're not like funky bullets that go all over or blobs. It's just it's a good old fashioned gun.
Yeah,
just
I want you to
shoots.
Take a wild guess at what's my favorite weapons manufacturer in Borderlands.
Torg.
It's not very hard. That's the only one I know. All the other ones, I don't know what they do. I'm a Torg guy, okay? I just want explosions.
Yeah, Torg's been good. There's I've seen ones where it's just straight explosive like they used to be, and then a lot of guns that are micro rockets, which I'm not, or not micro. Well, there's micro rockets. They're what do they call them? Reload sticky. So the idea is you shoot them into the target, and then when you reload, they all detonate. And those I haven't been as fond of because you're like putting them in and you're like, I think that's enough. And you're, trying to spread them out between a couple different targets, and then you reload and then stuff dies. But if you didn't have enough rockets, it doesn't die. And I'm like, yeah. But I have seen some cool potential stuff with Torg. One of the big things now is guns will have licensed parts. So you could have like a dataless assault rifle that has Torg licensed parts on it, which means it functions like a dataless, but it'll have that sticky shot reload. And then there's a new slot that it usually gives you some passive stats, just like, accuracy or reload or assault rifle damage or whatever. But it also usually has some type of perk. And so there's one where it's like Torg licensed weapons, when they get a kill, there's a chance you'll just call down an airstrike. And that sounds really cool. I haven't had a chance to play with I haven't had a chance to play with that one. I've been doing a lot of elemental stuff with my character. So I have there's like 3 Molly 1 licensed ones I found. One of them spreads status effects on kill. One of them makes it so after a reload, your first shot has 100% status application chance. And the third was if you're because there's a lot of guns that have dual elements now, like fire, you switch the mode, it's lightning. And it's when you're applying your first element, you apply a portion of the second element as well. So there's definitely a lot more like customization on the guns front, and build customization I think is the best it's ever been. Because like for your character, like I'm playing Amon, for example. So you have your 3 specs, right? Yeah. Taking a look at just one tree for particular, you're going through, you might have action skill stuff and survivability and a little bit of gun perks as well. But so you'll have like you have your action skill, and then you usually have like a follow-up action skill. It's called like there's different names for all this shit. It's like action skill, and then your crucible skill, or mine's called crucible. I don't remember the forge skill. So the idea is like when I press F I do one thing, when I hold F I do another thing. And so when I press F, there are 5 different modifiers in the tree for that. So I can either when I press F, I'm going to pull out a fire axe and an ice axe. And the default is I just left click, I throw the fire axe, right click, I throw the ice axe. But I could modify that to where, now when you put those into a target, they're going to take more elemental damage and higher proc chance. Or I think that's what the first one is. The second one makes it so when you kill a target, the axe will seek out a target off of them. The third one is instead of throwing axes, you're going to throw out hammers that do AoE. The fourth one makes it so you summon up like a volley of swords that you send forth. And then the last one, you keep the axes, but the fire pierces through targets and the ice just insta-freezes targets. So there's like a lot of flexibility there. And then on top of that, your ultimate, your crucible skill also has 4 potentials. You have the default, which I'm just going to like throw out this axe at stuff and it's going to detonate it if I've hit it with my stuff that I chucked out. I have a different one where I throw out a hammer and it'll ricochet to anything. I have another one where I throw out like a giant twin spear in the ground and it creates a storm. And then I have a different one where the axe turns into a boomerang. And so I toss it and it goes through stuff and then it comes on back, leaving like a trail of fire. But so from the perspective, and that's all just one fucking tree.
And that's one character. That's one tree, one character.
Yeah. So everything I just said, take that 3 times per character. So there is a shit ton of build customization, which is the thing I'm enjoying the most, because I have been constantly experimenting and trying out different stuff. And I mean, you know me, when it comes to builds, that's my jam.
Yeah, but both of us are build junkies, so yes, makes sense.
So there's a lot of really fun build stuff going on, which I'm really appreciating.
So you haven't finished the game yet, right?
I'm about to start later today. I'll be starting the equivalent of like the final act, like going after the big bad.
Okay. And so,
but there's how many
hours
like
are you in?
World bosses and shit. There's fucking like bubbles that'll appear on the map with like a unique boss you can kill.
It's like dynamic events and shit.
Yeah, dude, boss farming is the best it's ever been. Let's say you kill a boss, you run ahead after you kill the boss. You're gonna grab the loot chest. There's gonna be a purple little like siren warp thingy. You're gonna hook onto it, and it's gonna teleport you right back before the boss. And then there's these things called Moxie's Encore, and it's a little sign, and you just pay money based on the level of the boss. It respawns the boss, and you can fight it again. So you can just infinitely
keep farming. Yeah,
farming bosses. Right now, I am at 36.8 hours played. and I'm not done the campaign. I've spent a decent chunk
you
of time.
have been
obviously
farming. I've seen
legendaries.
your stream titles, and it's like, no, today, guys, today I'll do the campaign.
Today I'm doing it for real.
We're not gonna farm today, I promise. And then the next day, no, guys, today for real though, for real.
Yeah, I would say your average player, assuming you're gonna do the campaign and like a decent amount, you're looking at 30 to 40 hours for
but it's like, I think it's a good endorsement of the game if you're going through it as a streamer and you're like, okay guys, today we'll do the campaign, I promise, and you're like, actually I just feel like farming, and then next day, no guys, today for real. So it's like you're enjoying it, you're having a good time, so that's good.
What I've been telling people is if it runs for you, it's worth it. What I've been telling people that have been asking, I've been saying, pick it up on Steam, see how it runs. If it runs like shit, refund it in that 2-hour window.
That's what Randy said. Randy said the same thing. Randy's like, refund it, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would say that if I was the CEO of the company. I think he actually was something like, if it doesn't run for you, just fucking get your money back. He's very condescending in his approach.
Dude is so weird. Like, did you see the one reply where he goes and he just tells the guy, code your own engine then.
Build your own engine and make a game if it's so easy.
It's like, damn, bro. And
the worst part, personal.
The worst part is that the other guy just replies, Lamau hit a nerve. The other guy's just like farming him. It's so bad, dude. Yeah, oh my god, that shit's been hilarious.
Very angry.
How's the difficulty been?
I started on hard, and then I ended up just dropping down to normal because it was like 10%
it's more damage
loot,
sponges. It's more damage sponge, I would imagine. Yeah.
But I'm liking normal for now. I think normal feels fine. Like there's definitely times where I'll go down. Obviously, there have been, and this is mostly user problem, but like because I'm playing an elemental build, there's been a couple instances where I'll be fighting, and then I'll get hit with a dot. The enemies all die from my dots, and then I go down, and I'm like, well, fuck me. I'm like looking around, there's nothing on the radar. I'm like,
can't respawn with whatever.
Because I'm killed. Yeah, everything has died as I went down from my fire. I'm like, okay, well, we're screwed.
How many difficulty settings are there? So I'm assuming easy, normal, hard. Is there another one on top of that, or no?
I know there's normal and hard. I'd assume there's like an ultimate, because I know there's like ultimate Vault Hunter mode. So I'd assume the difficulty ramps up with that.
I was wondering if they were going to do something like a Diablo Torment or something like that.
I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, you'd have to ask like Killer 6 or Moxie or one of those guys that are degen hours. I'm not quite there yet.
But yeah, so overall, you would recommend it, I would assume.
If it runs.
If it runs,
so
yeah.
It's an important caveat. If it runs, it's a blast. If it runs like shit for you, any game that runs like shit, you're not gonna.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a good time.
That is by far the biggest problem at the moment.
That's pretty much what I've heard is like everybody that plays, they're like, actually the game's really good, Rui. And it's like, I know, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying like Randy needs to shut the hell up when this performance stuff sucks with UE5. It's always UE5,
I will say,
bro.
I'm a big fan of the because I feel like not a lot of games, well, I shouldn't say not a lot, but I feel like crossplay for whatever reason still feels like somewhat.
Does it have crossplay?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Which is nice because I have a lot of buddies back in Jersey that, like the friends I grew up with, and they were all like, yo, we're gonna play Borderlands, and I'm like, I can actually play with you for once because they're all console gamers. So I was hopping on playing with my buddy on PlayStation.
That feels real good.
That was cool. Yeah, because we almost never get to play together, so that's been a lot of fun.
I was actually really disappointed with Nightreign not having crossplay recently because I found out my old World of Warcraft raid leader is playing Nightreign, and I'm like, now this guy would give Cowboy a run for his money in terms of leading these goddamn runs, but he's playing on PlayStation. I can't play with him, and I was like, God damn it!
It's always the problem, man. I have people that are like, would you restart on PlayStation just to play with fans? And I'm like,
it's a huge time commitment. That's the problem.
It is like you're asking someone to basically double all the time they've put into something, and it's like, I just can't do it.
It's really rough. So that's actually a good thing. I did not know that it had crossplay, but that's a giga plus. I just hope that they can figure out the performance issues because
they'll get it there. It's just it's every fucking game these days. I mean, Wild's performance is still cheats for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's still an issue. But like when it comes to UE5, that one just seems to be inordinately always worse than everything else.
And it is, but this came up on stream, and I brought up the example comparing it to like the work I do, like the day job, and like, we're rolling out new medical templates. And part of the big thing is anytime a new hospital gets a medical template, there is a subject matter expert that's assigned to that site for a duration of like 2-3 months. They're considered the super user. They're there to help everybody through. And I think part of the problem with UE5 is so many devs are trying to use it, and I don't think they have the skill set to use it properly. Because we have seen UE5 games that come out and they run great.
I haven't.
It's more the wasn't Expedition 33?
No, it didn't
UE5?
run good
Was
for
it not?
me. No, I had issues with
it
it.
ran like shit for you. Oh, yeah.
It didn't. I wouldn't say it ran like shit, but I had issues. I had to work around it. I think my first stream, I just ended up dropping it to 1440p, and then I was like, okay, this is fine for now. And then I eventually figured it out, and I think they also patched it.
Senua's Saga was UE5. That run well for me, at least.
I didn't play that one. People usually call Wuchang, and I was like, bro, Wuchang gave me so many goddamn issues. But again,
Wuchang
it's one of those
ran great
things.
for me.
Sometimes it runs well on NVIDIA, and then it doesn't run on AMD. Other times it runs well on AMD, and then it doesn't run well on NVIDIA. Like, I think that during the review period of Wilds...
Palworld is UE5, apparently.
Okay. Palworld was actually running pretty decently.
I'm just looking at a random list.
You caught me on that one. I can't say it anymore. I always say that, like, not a single game, and I'm like, actually, Palworld ran pretty okay. Palworld did it. Palworld's the only one. God damn. Because, like, Wukong gave me issues, and Claire Obscure also hell, Claire Obscure actually gave me issues on the stream. So it was so bad that even the stream PC was having problems, figuring stuff out. It was weird. It was weird. But
I think a big thing is we need to see, because there was something that came out recently. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like Unreal devs were working like hand in hand with the developer to make sure that this shit ran good. I don't remember what it was something that came
I mean, Randy said that they were working with them to figure it out, and it doesn't seem like they did a very good job.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I think we're seeing these games are being made on UE5, and then they run like shit, and then they try to pull in folks from Unreal after the fact to help. And I feel like if a dev wants to use Unreal 5, I feel like they should reach out to Unreal and they'd be like, hey, we'd like to license a super user.
Yeah, get somebody out here to just be with us from beginning to end.
Yeah, 20 hours a week commitment. We just want them there as our domain expert in working with this engine. And I think that's it. I think it's like, I mean, I don't know enough about game engines, but I feel like seeing how wide the difference is between certain Unreal 5 games and others, I feel like it's a lot of user error on the dev side. I feel like it's devs trying to code something in an engine they're not as familiar with, and I feel like it's a familiarity issue.
I don't know. I feel like right now one of the most performing engines, the Decima engine. Like, did you have any issues with Death Stranding 2?
Decima? No, Decima. Well, but to be fair, Decima runs, it's meant for PS5. So you're making something for one console. Like, it's going to be easier.
But Death Stranding 2, didn't you play that on PC, or did you play? Oh, no, you played that on console. Never mind.
Yeah, Death Stranding 2 is not on PC.
It's not on PC yet. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But I will say Death Stranding on PC ran like a dream. The original.
Yeah. Again, Decima engine. I feel like Decima engine is probably one of the more promising ones. Yeah.
It's one of those areas that's weird as a content creator, because like I'm not a fucking game developer. I'm not going to pretend to know how these engines work.
And the worst part is that usually we have the rigs that can kind of like brute force the whole thing, which makes it harder to
harder.
They kind of like tell people, hey, buy this or do not buy this because,
Yeah.
Oh, well. In Wilds, I tested it on my B580, and it was still not running great on the B580 back in the day. So it is what it is. Silksong. We got to talk about Silksong, because that's like probably one of the biggest games out this year. A lot of people changed their release date. I feel like my boys from Rogue Factor got done dirty, real dirty.
Dude, hell is us.
Hell is us was like,
us.
fuck you, I'll play chicken with you, and then she got like ran over. I feel so bad. I played Hell is Us to completion.
I feel bad for Hell is Us. Yeah, I played it to completion. I recorded the whole Let's Play, and then I delayed it all. I released the first 10
God, you are evil.
I released the first 10 episodes, and I was like, listen, I have to do Silksong. This is going to come back at the end of the month. So people are like, is it ever coming back? And I'm like, when Silksong's done, it's coming back. I promise. It's coming. I had to get through Silksong.
We'll talk about Hell is Us later, but let's focus on Silksong for now. How has it been? I haven't even played it because I never finished Hollow Knight, and I would want to finish Hollow Knight before I play Silksong.
So I enjoyed it, but I'm in team this shit's too hard. There's so many fucking parts that are frustrating.
Cowboy's falling off, everybody. He's falling off.
I know. I have dude. Well, to be fair, Hollow Knight was my first like real Metroidvania. Like, yeah, I played Metroidvanias before, but Hollow Knight is what really got me. I feel like genre.
Hollow Knight is. I was about to say that. I feel like Hollow Knight is the one. Like after you played Hollow Knight, I remember that you were getting into every goddamn 2D Metroidvania that would come out after Hollow Knight. You were like all in on that stuff.
And so it's a genre I've come to appreciate, and there's just a lot. I mean, and even looking back in retrospect, like there's things that I know now that I think would have made my experience smoother from the beginning. Like it didn't click for me that I could heal in midair until, I don't know, probably 10 hours in. With like, apparently you can, I don't know if I even ever did this, but apparently if you run and you just sprint to the wall, you can run up the wall. Instead, I would always just like, you know, zigzag hop up walls. I did that like all the way through the end.
Jesus.
And so, I mean, there's things that just didn't click fast enough. I mean, there was like a boss I really struggled with, and people were like, bro, you got to use the fire resist thing. You have like a fire thing that helps in the lava zone, but apparently it also would have helped against this one boss that was super frustrating, and it just didn't click to me to use that. So like, there's definitely things that I fucked up that I think would have made the experience smoother and more enjoyable. But I mean, that's the case with any game, you know, hindsight's 2020.
Of course.
I think my thing with Hollow Knight is there's sections of it that feel very punishing to the point where you're like, this, like, you know, I think there's a fine line to balance between difficulty and frustration. And for me, I feel like the scale was tipping more towards frustration more often than not, to where I would just like, there were a couple of days I was just like, I'm done. I just turned off the game, walked away, caught up on anime, spent time with the kids. Or I like there was a good solid stint where I was like, I ain't playing this shit unless I'm high as fuck on a gummy. I'm getting way too frustrated. I'm getting too fucking angry at this. I need to bring myself down. I need to reset my level.
I feel like it's important for people to understand that, especially if you're recording like a Let's Play or you're doing a live stream, the frustration level tends to increase even more. This is like one of the reasons why, for instance, a lot of times you'll see Asmongold like quit games because he doesn't want to deal with seeing like a bunch of people calling him a noob in his chat and whatnot. So there's that pressure. Then on top of it, there's the pressure in your specific case because you're covering like every latest title. So you're going through and you're like, fuck, I've wasted like 2 hours on this shit and I haven't advanced nearly enough. I need to advance more.
I don't even think I suffered from that necessarily.
I think there's pressure is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, there's pressure, but like I went into it like, you know, I think I was very zen going into it. I told people, I was like, listen, nobody's getting this early. I'll be uploading it as I get through it. You know, I got a whole weekend coming up. The kids are spending time with Nana. I'll be able to dedicate time to this. So I don't feel like I was pressured to rush through it. There's just parts that are they're just fucking hard. They're fucking hard. And then like, and some stuff has been patched, but like there's platforming portions where the platforming would do 2 damage. So it's like, if you're running through a section, what would happen is like, I would be jumping, I'd be fighting against something, you know, I get hit. That's going to take away, assuming it was a little enemy, I'll lose 1 mask of damage, then I'll fall. I hit the sandworms. That's 2 more masks of damage. Now I've respawned, but I am at 2 life of the 5 I started with. Another problem, the way I explore games, I did it just like a Souls, like I explored everything I fucking could. I somehow explored everything but the fucking guy that upgrades your nail. So I did like 50% or more of the game without having a
hard
nail
mode,
upgrade.
Self-imposed challenge. So
Yeah,
level 1.
apparently. Yeah, I and like eventually I got to a point where I was just like, I've been going blind up until then, and I'm like, you know what? I've hit my limit. I'm looking up where the fucking nail upgrade is. And it was an area that I had hit like 15 hours prior. And I just had to like go back and fucking talk to the guy. I was like, why? Like I felt like I was having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like for Act 3. So you have to, there's like, basically, if you do everything on the map, you unlock a third act of the game. And it's like, a bunch of extra bosses, more exploration, cool stuff. By the time I got to Act 3, the enemies there, you're fighting these enemies where on top of hitting you for 2 pips of damage, they also like drain your silk when you get hit, like a portion of your silk. I straight up I was like, fuck it, I'm putting mods on. I put on a mod that would let me just respawn to avoid runbacks. I did a mod that would reduce damage of shit to 1 pip instead of 2 pips.
Jesus.
And then there was
cheated.
I was like, you know what?
I can't believe you would do that.
I put on easy mode. I stopped caring, bro. I was like, listen, I paid the same fucking $20 for this as everyone else. I'm modding this shit. I'm having fun.
I'm surprised that you ran into so many issues, because like I remember seeing the articles where a lot of people are saying this is way too hard, and I was like, I think this might just be a case of, because of the fact that so many people didn't get review codes and they're trying to get their reviews out and they're trying to rush through the game and they're just getting bodied. But like, if you are having problems, then it's like it must be really hard.
Part of it, I definitely think, is I'm not a patient person.
Oh yes.
And this is a game that requires patience. Like, it's more important to avoid hits than getting hits. And my problem is I'd be like focused on trying to like do damage. And then I would get hit to where I'm like, I need to get a fucking heal. And then I would overcommit because I need to get hits in to build my silk up so I can get my heal. And then inevitably I'd be like, I need to get the heal off fucking now. And so if you're in the middle, so when you heal for 3 masks compared to the 1 in the original. But if you get hit while you're healing, not only do you not heal, you lose the silk you were going to spend on a heal. So it's like, if you're trying to like chug a flask in a fight in Souls or something, and the boss smacks you, and it's like, oops, you dropped your flask, and you're like, the fuck? I dropped my flask. What do you mean I dropped my flask?
Funnily enough, it's more like Hell Is Us. Like if you're trying to, I'm doing a bunch of hits so that I do the key pulsing and heal myself, and it's like somebody slaps you and you're like, oh shit, there goes all my key.
Well, I mean, Hell Is Us was like Baby Town Frolics though, with the builds you could make, I feel.
Well,
but
we'll get to it.
I'll say this. I liked Hollow Knight.
Not Hollow Knight, Silksong specifically, because you keep saying
it is called Hollow Knight.
I know Hollow Knight Silksong, but it's like I want to kind of like make that distinction a little bit.
I liked it. The frustration was a lot for me.
How frustrating was the pogo jump? I feel like that's one of the biggest things, and that was also one of the
pogo jumps weren't that bad for me, but I found a crest that had instead of a diagonal, it had like a very slight angle. So it was a lot like I was using a Reaper crest. So pogos were way easier with the Reaper crest, I found.
Because
so I seem to remember
that was one of the things that I struggled with back in the original Hollow Knight, because it also has the pogo jumps with the downward slash, whatever. And I remember always like freaking
the pogos were one of the things that I didn't have problems with. I think another thing that was really fucking pissing me off. So, an enemy would go down and you're like running up to hit them as many times as you can to get damage in. But like if you get too close, they stand up and then, you walked into them, 2 more masks of damage. And I'm like, motherfucker. Like I got
it's
so frustrated.
Thing. Yeah, it's gonna be very punishing towards people who like to greed. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they've already patched, quite a few of the environmentals to only deal 1 pip of damage.
They patched a bunch of difficulty stuff in their first patch.
Yeah. I actually ended up, one thing I found is I put on a health bar mod to see enemies' health, and that made a massive difference though. But from a gameplay perspective though, because you use your silk for both damaging moves as well as healing. And if I'm, I noticed when I had the mod on and I was fighting Act 3 bosses, even if I was down to 2 or 3 masks, when I saw, I was like, they're almost dead, I would just go for offensive skills and finish the fight. Before I had the health bar mod on, I was constantly worried about my own health.
You would be hesitating.
Yeah, I was hesitating, so I'm like, I know, I can't use this skill. I need to get like 4 more hits. I have to get a heal off. Or I'm going to whiff. And I think it just made me realize that I just these days I prefer health bars on fights because I feel like it really does change how I'm going to approach something.
If Monster Hunter puts a health bar, I'm blaming you for it. I'm gonna say it was Cowboy. He fucking did this. He kept spewing that nonsense about health bars.
Well, but Monster Hunter, at the very least, Monster Hunter, I know when a monster is getting close to death. All their tails coming off, their fucking heads busted up. They look like they got beat up and jumped in a street fight. They're limping. Like there are signs. Whereas in Silksong, it's just like, okay, we're into phase 3. I know you're somewhat dead, but that's it. I don't know how close you are to death. Do I risk it? Do I go for silk moves? Like I will say after beating it, I don't have any desire to go back right now. But if I did ever go back in the future and replay it, having experienced the bosses and knowing like roughly how many hits it's going to take something down, I think I would play a lot more aggressive with my silk skills and with my tools. Just knowing how fast I could kill something if I'm not being hyper hesitant. And, because for a while I would, unless I had enough stored to get a heal off, I was like, I'm not using a skill. I need this for healing. I need this as my backup if I get hit. Instead of just being like, fucking send it, big damage. I was so worried that I would get low and wouldn't have the ability to heal.
I'm very surprised with your experience because, like I said, I feel like you're one of the people that I know that is like potentially one of the biggest fans of the original Hollow Knight, and it feels like this one didn't satisfy you quite as much. Because I remember you telling me that, like, didn't you finish Hollow Knight and instantly went back and played it again? Or something like that? Okay.
No, I actually, technically speaking, I never fully finished Hollow Knight.
What the hell?
I got up till I beat Hollow Knight, but then I went back and pushed for, like, the secret end with Radiance. And, keep in mind, this was one of my first Metroidvanias, and I made it up to the Radiance fight. And all I remember, this was like years ago, but I remember like him on the side of the screen floating, and you needed to like jump and hit him. And while you were doing that, it was like fucking bullet hell going on.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I remember I was just like, chat, I just can't do it. It's just too, I do not have the skill threshold to do this.
Damn.
Which I think, I mean, that's, I think 2D game, in certain cases, I think 2D games are much harder.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because thinking about Souls, if I walk up and I'm rubbing my body against Artorias, I'm not taking damage. I'm waiting for him to attack and I'm dodging.
Yeah, his body's not a hurt box.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The way I play games, especially since I'm like low patience and hyper aggressive, I'm very reliant on my iframes. So whether it's Nightreign or Elden Ring or Bloodborne, I'm usually timing my dodges to be like, nope, fuck off. Nope, fuck off. Like Elden Ring, dude, like nothing, like, you're fighting BBH and you're just like sitting in his face and he goes to grab you and you just fucking do a little bunny hop and you're like, Lamau, idiot. And then you start smacking him again. Like Hollow Knight, nah, that's not, I can't play like that. It's just a different mindset and it's one that I struggle more with. I still think it's a great game. I think it's very punishing. And I think the biggest thing about it is, hang on, what? Come on, let's go. Here, I'll show you the loud. This is the loud man. This is the one sitting here like, let me out. I'm done with my nap. I want food now.
Cowboy's cat just harassing him, scratching at his legs. Let me out. I need to leave.
Well, he has. I have one of these little kitty beds under the desk because he kept trying to lay on my feet, and I don't like that. I don't like stuff on my feet. I was in your stream the other day, and you were complaining about the dog barking. Is that a new addition to the family? A dog? No, they're we have the barkiest asshole of a dog, bro.
Yeah, me too.
He's a Sheltie, but like, I'm convinced he's like half blind.
Okay.
Like, because he will, and he's young. He's young, maybe 2 years old. He's basically a puppy still, and I mean, I'll come walking down the stairs and just go, And I'm like, Bowie, shut the fuck up. It's me. It's me. There's no one here. It's me. Like somebody comes to the door, like, barks. He hears the door open, barks.
But I mean, you say he comes from a shelter. It's the same thing.
He wasn't a shelter. He was just
okay.
A sheltie.
Oh, okay.
It's a brand. They're like smaller versions of like a lassie dog.
Okay. But because like I have a dog here too, and she barks all the time. Like if I'm getting and she knows it's me, she'll still bark, but it's like to get my attention. She wants my. And it's very frustrating. So, the other day, I just went up to her and I just started barking at her too, like right in her face. And I was like, "Come on, what, huh? What's up? What do you want?"
No, dude, it's like he could. She
starts giving you that look, like, what? What's this?
If I'm like, dude, last like perfect example. Last night, kids are in bed. I'm walking to the kitchen to grab a snack. He hears me just walking. I'm like, Bowie, shut the fuck up. It is 9:30 p.m. You know it's my heavy ass footsteps. There's no one in the fucking. Go back to sleep. Like anything he can, he will bark. My final thing on the difficulty, I'll say, which is why I think it can be so frustrating, is I think, because Hollow Knight was originally meant to be a DLC, or Silksong was originally meant to be a DLC. It
was meant to be a DLC, yeah.
If I had finished Hollow Knight and immediately jumped into Silksong after adapting to the obvious differences between the two, I think I would have been fine. But going into it as a fresh standalone title, having not played Hollow Knight recently, there's the dog barking. I think that's what made it so hard. And apparently, I don't know, this is just hearsay, but a lot of people have said that they were in interviews being like, yeah, this is going to be, we are making it a standalone game, but it's going to be approachable even for people that are unfamiliar with Hollow Knight or new to the franchise. I don't know if that's an accurate statement, but if it is, bro, no. I would say Silksong is the hardest Metroidvania I've played.
What you just said reminds me a lot of Neo DLC, because like usually when I'm playing Neo, I have to format my brain a certain way, and this is one of the reasons why I usually don't feel like playing DLC, because like, I have to reformat my whole brain all over again after not having played this game for a bunch of months, and I have to reformat to like play, I don't know, a 5-hour experience, and then a couple of months from now I'll have to do that again, and I'm just like, I just don't know, man. It's that's kind of like what I get with Neo DLC. But yeah.
I mean, and I still recommend it. I think Silksong is a fantastic game, but like if you're not good at Metroidvanias, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, that was gonna be the last thing that I was gonna ask you, if it was gonna be a recommendation or not.
It's just it really does it comes down to skill level, I think, because I enjoyed it, but like I said, it's a fucking hard game. It was a very hard game.
Let's talk about a game that I finished recently and I absolutely loved. Hell Is Us.
Talk about it.
So, Hell Is Us, I saw in your review, I haven't actually seen the review, I saw the title that you were like, disappointing combat or something like that, like compelling mysteries, lackluster combat, or whatever it was. So tell me what your experience was like with Hell Is Us.
The puzzle solving was so good.
It's all over the place. Really good.
Like, bro, I had my little notebook. I
have that too. Like I had a bunch of notes that like, look, I have like the chests and stuff.
Yeah. Hell Is Us had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. 5 pages in the notebook. No game has ever taken up 5 pages in the notebook.
It's so good. Dude. It feels so good when you figure it out too. How many did you fail? I think I failed like 7.
There were quite a few in. So Act 1.
Careful. No spoilers. No spoilers. So
I know. There's quests that I think I failed. I don't know, because the game doesn't tell you outright.
Yeah, you have to go to the
some
place where you failed the quest, and then it will tell you, "Oh, you failed this quest. Congratulations." It's like, there was one point where I went to one of the places in the map, and the game just goes like, "You failed this quest. Also, you failed this quest. Also, I failed 4 quests in the same place." I was like, "Damn, bro, I really failed these people."
Like I had stuff in my inventory that I was like, I think this is for XYZ. And then I would go back to a town, and the person that I was like pretty sure the item was for was just not there anymore. And I'm like,
uh-oh,
pretty sure this is for you, but I'm not sure. And I didn't firmly get a quest from them. I just like talked to this person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think I failed this. I didn't actually get a quest, but that person is now missing. And I mean, without spoiling, there was a lady talking about kids. At some point, I found a picture.
Oh yeah, I failed that one too.
And then by the time I found the picture, I was like, you know what? That picture's probably for the lady talking about the kids. Lady was gone. I don't know where the fuck she went. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
She's in a different room of the same house.
Well, I did not find her ass, so I just assumed I failed it.
You did fail it. Don't worry about it. If she's not in the same spot, you definitely failed. You have no idea how badly you failed it. I know exactly how badly we failed it, but you know, that lady has gone through some stuff. Okay, she's gone through some stuff.
The puzzles in the game are fantastic, I think.
Yeah. It feels really good when you solve one due to the fact that they don't hold your hand. Despite the fact they give you lots and lots of information, usually more than enough. I was listening to like interviews and stuff. They call that player plattering. So they kind of like give you a ton of hints everywhere as to everything that you got to do. So like one of the main quest lines, I ran into it randomly because I was just exploring the map. I'm just exploring the map and I was like, oh, I found the main quest. Oops.
Did you find the secret safe where you need 3 separate codes from the various squads?
The secret safe where you need 3 separate codes from the various squads.
I'm gonna explain this.
I might have.
I'll just explain this one as spoiler free as possible. I had a quest that was talking about like, oh, you got to find our secret laptop in our meeting place by the closet. And I'm looking all over the place for this fucking secret meeting place.
Oh, I found that one.
I'm like, where the fuck is this? Finally, I find this laptop tucked under a fucking cardboard box. I'm like, you sneaky shits. Punch it in and it's like, hey, only you'll be able to find this. You're going to need the security codes for Delta, Epsilon, Omicron. And I'm like, the fuck? So then I start going through my list of like 50 items to find a recording to be like, Delta Squad 01. To be like, okay, that's the first code. And like, and these 3 recordings were in 3 separate fucking zones in the world. And if you had found them, you could get the code. If you hadn't, you just had to wander until you found them. And then you finally get the code and you can punch it in and you can solve the mystery. And I'm like, damn, that is.
And there was nothing special in that computer.
Yeah, nothing special. Nothing special. But like, it's still the act of solving those mysteries.
It feels good. Yeah, it feels good.
It does.
Like, Fritz, you know those Post-it notes that you keep finding? I was missing one.
What the fuck are those for? What were they for?
Yeah, I knew what they were for because I found
out what they were for.
Yeah, I found other clues that explained what those notes were for, and I even knew exactly how to use them, but I was missing one note that I never found.
Where did
you need 6.
Where did they go to? I'm pretty sure I had all 6. I just don't know what they went to.
It's like, I don't want to give it away because spoilers, but it's
all right, just put it in the chat for me.
I'll just put it in chat for you. I'll put it in chat for you right now.
I found those. Like, I remember even in the review, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with these.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Did you have 6 of them?
Yeah, I did.
I was missing 1, so I wasn't able to do it. But I don't know what those were worth. Yeah.
So the mysteries
those were spread
so much fun.
Throughout all of the map,
the whole game.
All of the
game,
zones. Like you'll be going through zones, like you find a Post-it note, and it just says something like N7. And you're just like, what? And then like Y5. And it's like, what is this? And it just tells you the answer is everywhere. And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, no, I figured out what it was for, but I wasn't able to do it.
My 3 favorite missions were the mystery in the office where you need to figure out the dates related to the king. That one I really liked.
One was a good one. Yeah, that one was a good one.
The one at the mausoleum where you need to put put the events in order.
Yep,
That
I like that
really
one as
liked.
well. That one was very good.
And then the one where you first find the Order's vault and you're like you're scrounging through all their information, like fucking
and then there's stuff
Charlie
everywhere.
And It's Always Sunny Philadelphia. Yes. Yeah. And you're like,
there's like a thousand different ends. You're like, where am I going to put this thing? What?
Yeah. Yeah. That one was really good too. Those are my 3 favorites. But so the mysteries 10 out of 10, hands down.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It feels really good. And here's another thing that I'll say, which is also related to the way that they did the puzzles and stuff, which is the hands off. Because like, say for instance, right, imagine you're playing a more traditional action adventure game, like say a God of War or something like that, right? You know that moment in Hell Is Us when you get to Akasa Marches for the first time, or just like this wide open area, right? Because before that, you're in the Sinedra Forest. This is all stuff that's in the demo, by the way. So you're in the Sinedra Forest, and it's like more contained. It's more of a traditional level and whatnot. And Akasa Marches is like big, wide open zone. If you're in like a traditional action adventure game, what's going to happen is, you know, some random character is going to appear and it's like, oh yeah, we have to go here and we have to go to the town of Jova that's right ahead. And you're like, I want to go explore. It's like, no, you stay on the rails, bitch. On the rails you stay until you get to this town, and then you talk to the NPCs and then you get the quests, and then we'll let you go. And in this game, I just got there and I was like, I don't want to go to town. I want to go kill some shit. And I was just like wandering around
everywhere.
Yeah. And I found like people that were dying from different things, and like the guy who needed insulin and whatnot. And I find all these people before I even went to town. And I thought that's really cool. Just a freedom that you have is really, really cool, that you don't have to go and do the quest instantly. There might be consequences sometimes, but you know, you can go about your business, do whatever you want. You don't even need to talk with a lot of the NPCs. You can still do the main quest, like the main guy that's there, the open, absolute white supremacist dude that's just like there being like the most racist bastard you've seen your whole life. Like, you don't have to talk to him and you can still solve the quest. But and that was another thing. I love the way that they presented characters, because they were able to show the conflict from both different sides, and there are people that are more...
And that's one of the things I love the most. Like that, the world they presented, I think, is
so good.
One of the more realistic representations of just how fucked a internal civil war in a country is.
Yeah.
Like the graffiti and the murals. Like, dude, the one that always stands out to me is you get to Akasa Marshes, and there's just this giant mural on the side of the house, and it says Sabian family tree. And it just has a bunch of soldiers hanging from nooses on a tree, and you're like, man, they really, really did not fucking like Sabians.
It's like, crazy, and you find the small child that's up there just like wrapped in a blanket, and she's just like,
dude, it's so, you're like,
giga shell shock. She saw her brother getting blown up right in front of her. It's like, it's fucked up, but it's like really well portrayed, because then you go to the other side. And you see people that are just as fucked up as the people that you just met that do some fucked up shit on their side as well. And then you go to the tower, and then you see some even more fucked up shit. It's just like, it's crazy. And then
even like did you do the milk quest?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's like, yeah, I got milk as long as it's not for a filthy fucking sab. And you're like, baby, bro, it's a baby. It's a baby.
It's like, crazy, dude. It's insane. But I really
storytelling puzzles.
One of the things that I want to see on their next game, Mass Effect style dialogue choices, bro.
Ooh,
that would take it. That would take it to the next level, dude. I think that would be like the biggest thing that they could improve possibly on what they've done. Which what they've done is excellent in terms of like storytelling, building an environment. Hell, even just the ambiance with the soundtrack is really, really good. Like, I was immersed 100% of the time that I was in the game. I was just like really just enjoying the experience. Really fun. But then we get to the combat, and first thing I gotta ask you, difficulty.
I put it on hard until the end, because there is a bug where you cannot beat the game on hard.
Yeah, you can. I beat it.
No, not when I was playing it. So the final bosses, they will, if you have the HP set to more than 100%, the boss would not die. I may have been the person that discovered the bug, but I had it on hard, and I'm like, what the fuck, why aren't you dying? And I tried drone skills.
You mean the last 4 dudes that you got to kill, the big ones? Or okay.
Yeah, they would get to 0 HP, and they would not actually die. And then I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And they were like, just try and reset, try and do stuff. And then I got ready to do the review, and I was tweaking around in the review. I had cranked health all the way up because I wanted to do the review in like an early zone. I did Akasa and the forest just because I was like, I want to keep things spoiler free in the review. And then I went back. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're fixed. And I was like, oh, I still have their health set to like 300% or whatever. And I'm like, let me just put it down to fucking 50 so I can see if they die. And suddenly one died. I'm like, that's weird. So I reload the save, put it back onto hard, get the health down to 0. They don't die. Reload the save, put it to normal so health is at 100%. Get it down, it dies. And I'm like, holy shit. There was a bug where the final boss, so the difficulty in this game modifies enemy health and damage. Pretty simple variables, but there was a bug, at least in the review copy, where if health on the final boss was set to above 100%, the boss could not die. And that was a big fucking oof moment for me.
Yeah. So you weren't able to finish it before the review?
No, I did. I discovered this bug and was like, yo, I figured out your fucking bug for you.
Well, it's a good thing that you told him. It's a good thing you told him, because when I got there, it was all good and I was able to kill them and it was fine. I mean, I wouldn't say it was fine because those fucking guys suck, dude. Those guys were frustrating.
I even thought they were a joke to me, dude. The combat was so easy by the end.
No, but see,
that was the weakest point. I felt like the combat was, and maybe it was just my build, but by the end of the game,
were you running greatsword?
No.
What were you running?
Greatsword's cheeks. Either polearm or dual blades. Both of them were really good.
Okay, I was running the dual axes, 2 different types of dual axes. I'm assuming you were running rage, because rage is just like giga.
Rage is so nasty. Yeah. So you would go. I had 2 setups that I considered that they were so broken that I was like, this is unfair. I had axes.
Grief is worthless. Grief is just like remove that from the game.
So
absolute cheeks.
I would go rage. And then I would put on Berserker, and then I would put on the 80% damage mitigation shield. And then I had on a lifesteal setup.
That's from neutral, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, but it's a true 80%. An attack does 1,000 damage. No, it's only going to deal 200 to you.
Oh damn! So I never used that. Yeah, that would break things.
Yeah, you could maintain that and Berserker Rage to where you're completely uninterruptible full time. Yeah. And then I also had a health steal augment. So I could literally just unga bunga smack my face against enemies, including bosses, with like the second they would hit me, my health would go just keep jumping up.
Yeah,
and I was like, you can't fucking fight back. Yeah. So that was brain dead. And then
I think if they nerf that shield you're using, then you won't be able to do that anymore. Because I wasn't using that shield and it was still pretty
80% is extreme. 50% would have been. They could have done like a 20, 40, 60, I think. 80%? 80? I mean, God, have you ever heard of a game? Hey, here's this passive ability, gives you 80% damage mitigation. Oh, like for one hit, right? No, for like 90 seconds.
Yeah, I
Does it
definitely...
have like a long... Is there a long cooldown? No, you can spam it on cooldown. So I take 20% of all intended damage forever? Yeah. What? That is the wildest defensive buff. I can't even think about something that crazy in MMOs.
I didn't even read it because I'm just like, I just want the rage abilities and I want the other abilities. I think the one neutral ability that I used was the heal. I just wanted to have the heal.
I didn't even need it. So yeah, the shield is fucking cracked. And then the ecstasy tree had this thing that was so stupid it was even more broken. It was a like a poise blast. And
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was running stuns for a while, and then I got the Poise Blast. I got the level 3 version of it.
The cone one?
I think from like a vault. But I would just go, and whatever I was fighting would just crumple and lay on the ground, and I would smack it for about 3 seconds. It would stand up. I would go, and it would fall to the ground again, including the final boss. And I was like, this is dumb. Nothing can fight back. I can do this on cooldown, and anything I do it to crumples to the ground like its knees give out, and I just beat on it. Uninhibited for 3 to 4 seconds.
It's strange that, because like for me it didn't work like that. It would only break like one of their purple gauges, so they can still fight Even at level 3,
No.
it would not break the whole thing. So that must have been something that they patched as well. Because when I started playing it, like
there was
when I was using,
there was stuff that was just bugged out right too. Like, did you try the one ability that's supposed to vacuum enemies in?
yes, I did, and people told me, "Oh yeah, Cowboy called that out as well." So they didn't fix that one, which is it literally says pulls enemies in, and stuns them, and I'm like, this does the exact opposite. It pushes everything away. It doesn't push anything in. So I wanted to use that, and then everything would get pulled away, and I was like, I don't understand. This doesn't make sense.
I was so, and there was a grief ability. There's a grief ability that does exactly that. There's a grief ability that's supposed to knock enemies away, and I'm like, they fucked up. Get this grief shit off of my ecstasy tree. I want, because ecstasy has some crazy stuff. Like another combo I did.
The jump and stun, bro. The jump and stun is so good. I was using jump and stun.
It's just a fucking 40-yard range. Let them out in your face.
And then it's an AoE, so it stuns everything if they're close enough. So yeah, that was definitely one that I was using all the time. I had that one. And then on the ecstasy weapon, I had that. And then I had the, there's another thing where you do like a bunch of, I think you do a bunch of AoE damage, you channel it, and then it just like explodes. But that one's not very good. It's okay, but it's not very good. And then I had the heal. And then for rage, I had obviously the most broken ability, which was that wave of wrath thing. It's like that thing.
That one was cool. I never found I never got it past like level 2 though. So I was
I had the level 3 one, bro. That thing was clapping hard. Every time there was an AoE situation, I'd just be like it's just like everything getting deleted.
The spike. The rage, the spike, the projectile you'd shoot. I didn't
like that one,
dude. Anytime I ran against one of those ranged fuckers, I would parry one projectile, and I'm just like, boom, and just exploded. I felt like a fucking Jedi. I was like, get the fuck out of here. But to the craziest, ecstasy has one that does. It's the highest damage of any relic in the game.
Is it the one that also deals damage to you or whatever?
It also deals damage to you, but you couple that with a defensive augment where anytime you kill an enemy, you heal. I'd have that and lifesteal on, and I could just walk up into a group of 6 enemies and be like, boo, 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 and everything dies and I'm at full health. Next group, boo, 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 everything dies, still full health, and I'm like,
damn. Yeah.
Yeah, is.
So I made it even harder for myself, and I did something that I feel like I would not recommend people doing. I activated respawns as well. That's an extra option of difficulty that you can do. So basically, when you die, the enemies respawn as if you swapped zones.
I don't remember seeing that, or I would have turned it on. Because I actually struggled in my review because there wasn't enough shit for me to get.
No, but it's like, it's oh, yeah, I guess for the review. But like, what happens is after you clear the time loops, then they stop respawning. But because I think that if you don't clear a time loop and you leave a zone and you come back, they'll respawn, right?
Yeah. That's default.
Well, with me, it was like, if you die, they respawn every time. And let me tell you, the game is not prepared for that, because like I got to some situations where dying was so nerve-wracking that I was like, no, I can't die. No, not here. And then you'd fucking die and like, fuck, because I would have cleared the whole map and I had the thing to do the time loop, and then I'd die and like, no, everything's back and it's miserable and I hate this.
Does it respawn the time loop guardians too?
No, the time loop guardians never respawn. But the other problem with that was when I got to that facility, that's when things started getting really hard. It was the first time I fought tier 3 monsters. When I got to that facility, I was like, okay, I need to upgrade my weapons. So I use all of those, things that I hadn't used before, the shards to upgrade your weapons to level them up. And then I died, and my weapons de-level, and my shards aren't there. And everything respawned.
Weapons de-level when you die?
If you turn on respawns, they do. Because they don't want you farming the monsters. Because otherwise you can farm monsters. So they're like, no. You don't get to farm monsters. So, but the way that they coded it must have interfered with the shards. So I'm like,
it's like the enemy took its experience back, basically.
Yeah, but instead of the enemy taking its experience back, it took its experience and all the shards that I put on the weapons. So my weapons go from like 20, because I had been swapping weapons. Yeah. So they go from like 20, whatever was the max that I was able to put them at, to 12. And I look at my shards and they're gone. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think combat could have used some more time cooking.
I think what they
definitely
need,
the weakest aspect there was combat.
Because like if you take away the broken shit that you said, because like the game was challenging for me from beginning to end. Like I was doing the 4 final dudes. I was getting my cheeks clapped. I had to play like super smart with stuns and everything to make sure that.
Well, were you see? Because like with those dudes, even as hard as they were hitting, I would just use the drone. I would just distract them, kill the haze, and then I could either go.
But like killing a terror haze, killing a terror haze without the 80% damage reduction. It ain't no joke. The terror hazes at level 3, bro, like those were my nemesis. I was like, dude, you would see a green boy at level 3 and I'm like, I don't know, man. I got to think about this. So I actually came up with a really cool strategy, which is, you know how they tell you to CC the mob, kill the haze, and then kill the mob? No, you do it the other way around. You CC the haze, you beat the shit out of the mob, because what happens is they have a stun gauge. So after they deplete their stun gauge, they're CC'd. So they just stay there like this, waiting. And then you kill the haze, and if you do it fast enough, the enemy is still CC'd. So then you just go there and you just execute him in one hit. So that's how I was doing it, because that way I wouldn't have to like spend half an hour fighting them. I just like, no, I CC the haze, I beat the shit out of you, because they're easy without the haze. You just go up to them.
It might just be the lifesteal then, because like with lifesteal, I want to say max upgrade was like 35% or something.
If your lifesteal was that strong, they nerfed it as well, because like I barely felt the lifesteal. I had the lifesteal mod as well. I think I was even using it for the longest time, and then eventually I replaced it with limbic steel, because I barely noticed the difference from lifesteal, and I had it maxed out. Yeah. So they probably nerfed that. They saw you play. They saw you play, and they were like, "This motherfucker, this goddamn guy,
not even out, breaking it."
Breaking the game before it's out. We'll fix this. Don't you worry. So that your pal Ruri's going to suffer more than you did. That's for damn sure. But it was
sure
still a ton of fun.
Because they asked me for footage to put on the Steam page.
Oh,
okay. Like, send us gameplay. I'm like, okay. I was like, here's a list of all the bugs I found. This all needs to be fixed.
The funny thing was also with what was I going to say? Damn it, I lost it. Never mind. Probably not important. But I enjoyed the animation. Oh yeah, the combat. I think one of the biggest things that they could improve, besides, you know, just fixing the broken shit that you came up with, they balance that out, and also give something to grief, because grief is like worthless. Like,
yeah, it's all like damage over time stuff that just tickles.
Yeah, I don't understand why anyone would ever use grief.
It was useful when I was fighting like level 1 dudes, and I was like, oh, look at me, I'm dealing lots of damage over time. And
Terror also didn't feel particularly great. Like, Ecstasy and Rage felt fantastic. Terror was kind of like, okay, like you can do something cool with Terror, which is with the thing that I was doing. You could do a setup, so you could put that mine down. So like you CC them, then you put the mine down. Then when you're ready to unload, you like charge up a heavy attack. And then you do the heavy attack, and then you blow the mine, and then you keep punishing, and you can just like go ham. So Terror has that setup thing going for it. But other than the mine, there wasn't really anything that I used from Terror that I was like, oh yes, like the Terror laser is terrible when you compare it to any of the other options.
It sounded so cool. Then you use it.
It's like,
what
you
is this
charge like
fucking.
Not to mention that, like,
this fucking. I'm pee a harder stream than this. Like,
I'm not even exaggerating when I'm telling you that, like, 50% of the times, maybe even more, that I've tried using a fully charged laser on a CC'd enemy, it didn't do anything. So like, I'd be literally standing next to them. I'm like, I'm a chargeable laser. Nothing. I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? What is going on with this skill? It's like completely busted. I think it has to do with like the inclination. So if the enemy is too close to you, you're either shooting straight up or straight down. I don't know which one of those is happening.
There's a lot of inclination instances too. Just like little rolls in the hills and whatnot.
Yeah, so that will completely fuck it up. But I think that besides them fixing the shit you found and making grief useful, what they should have done is have more enemy variety. Because I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, enemy variety was pretty bad.
Yeah, besides the 4 dudes that you fight at the end, and I guess the grief special monster, because you know you had that grief special one that has the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah,
you might not even remember that one, but like,
is that the rave boss?
No.
It's just
it's the
like
one with
EDM
the blue
music, and you're running. No, around.
It's the blue one. It has like 5 spirits of grief attached to him for some reason. It's different. You find them in the Limbic Forge. But like other than that and the 4, you have like 2 bosses that are very different, which is, green and yellow, whatever. And those are very different, but everything else feels samey, and I think that that's going to be something that a lot of people are going to be like, kind of fails a little bit on the combat. But I still think it's worth it for the other stuff. I still really, really enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the game way more than I was expecting, especially because the first time I had seen it, I was like, I don't know, man, this looks kind of wonky, kind of weird. But when I started playing it, I got really, really into it. Like it's really.
I mean,
really
my closing takeaway for people was, if you are getting this game expecting like rich Souls-like combat and like a really strong challenge, you're gonna have a not so good time. If you're getting this game because you are looking to solve mysteries and go through a bunch of like really cool puzzles, you're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, and the story, and experience like a really cool, like I really enjoyed the story. The twist at the end, I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that one coming. That was pretty cool. Like
yeah. Did he tell any lies? Yeah, one.
Stop. Don't say anything.
I'm not gonna
else.
say any more than that.
You scared me.
I was like, I like that. That was good.
That was really, really, really good. Like, I can't wait to see what this studio does next, because I thought that it wasn't their first game. I think they did like some licensed games in the past. I forget exactly which ones it was, but they did like some licensed games in the past. But this was the one where they were like, okay, we're gonna shoot our shot. And for a first attempt, I'm just like, that was really good. Like, the combat is not its best aspect, but it was still serviceable. Like, I think the combat was still good overall.
It was serviceable. It's just I wouldn't get this game specifically.
Yeah, specifically for the combat. Yeah, absolutely. But everything else delivered absolutely in spades. Yeah. So we're gonna briefly touch up on some stuff that we never had a chance to talk about, which is Wuchang. We never talked about Wuchang.
Fallen Feathers.
How'd you like Wuchang?
I had a blast with Wuchang, and I'm happy that I managed to get through it before the patching occurred. I'll say that much.
What happened with the patches? I forget. Did they? Oh yeah, they nerfed a bunch of stuff, right?
So there was. I'm gonna recant this as well as I understand it.
Yeah, because this has been a while ago, guys. It's just we haven't had a chance to talk about it. Yeah.
So Wuchang follows basically like a portion of Chinese history that involves the Ming Kingdom, and I guess during that period there were two real like factions, from what I understand. There was like Ming, and then there was this other group that are largely considered like refugees or bad guys, essentially, in Chinese history, like usurpers almost. And I guess the way that the game is presented is like the end of the Ming Kingdom. And from what I understand, China or people in China were very upset about how it was being presented and said it was a negative portrayal of Ming, because you're like, Ming general, like there's certain characters you fight and you kill them, they're bosses. And long story short, they patch things to where a lot of characters that you would, bosses and whatnot that you would fight, are no longer killable. There's certain enemies that you would fight that are now just immune to damage. They just kind of like stand around in the game. A lot of stuff that was just modified because people thought it was disrespectful to the history of the Ming Dynasty.
Oh, that friggin' sucks. I wasn't aware of that. Like, I had heard that some stuff had changed with the game, but I didn't pay too much attention because I was just happy with the experience that I had. Because, like, I feel like when Wuchang came out, there was a big discussion that people were having around, oh, this or Kazan, or this or Lies of P. And it's like, it's very hard to like even compare all of those games. I will say, I had more fun in Wuchang than I did with Kazan, but I think Lies of P is the best game of all three, even though I probably had more fun in Wuchang than Lies of P. But I still think that Lies of P is probably better overall.
I don't know, man. It felt weird to like go through and play this whole game and then suddenly enemies aren't killable and changes are being made. Because like at the end of the day, the game's about a mysterious virus that's turning people into bird monsters. Like, this isn't a fucking historically accurate game. You know, I put this in the same category as like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Like, obviously there were not bird monsters running around in ancient China.
You don't know? Were you there?
Yeah, shut up. Obviously the Ming Emperor wasn't.
The feathering was a real event, cowboy. You don't know. Don't deny.
To resurrect and become king of the dragons or something. And it feels weird to make all these, like, that was disrespectful to the Ming Emperor. Like, oh, I forgot. Let's not disrespect the guy that turned into a literal fucking dragon that summoned a Naruto sun above his head and tried to throw it at me. I forgot that part in the history books. It just seems like very, very weird fucking changes that were made due to appeasement. And I feel like it pulls down from the game, because now people are like I mean, I have people in the comments constantly confused. They're like, hey, I beat this guy. I think I beat this guy. He's just standing there now and he has dialogue. And I'm like, yep, that was part of the patch. And it's just fucking weird.
It's so dumb because, like,
game, but yeah,
it was weird, a phenomenal
weird fucking
game.
changes.
Like, and it had such a cool system to it that, you know, you very rarely see me use magic. I was using magic in this game because, like, you do perfect dodges, you get magic energy back, you do more magic. When you cast magic, there's a chance of getting magic energy back, so you can keep casting magic. I was having a blast with magic. Then I found a gun lance, and, you know, that was that. That was the end of it.
Just all went downhill from there.
It was great. I was destroying everything with the gun lance. It was disgusting, dude. The damage that thing does is so good.
I liked Wuchang, but I felt I feel those patches were like a big step in the wrong direction.
It most definitely was. It sucks that they were doing that. I wasn't even aware of it, but like,
no, because there's if you go through the game now, there's a ton of enemies, like stuff that I was able to just kill, that now they just stand there. They just stand. They didn't replace them with, like, I mean, I get it, you know, if China's offended, okay, let's update some stuff, put some different enemies that make sense there. But no, it's like the same shit that was there is there, but now they just like stand around and patrol, and they don't attack. You can't hurt them. They can't hurt you.
Oh,
and it's
my God, I'm so disappointed. God, because I recommended this game to so many people while I was playing it, because I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of like a no-brainer. Unless you're having performance issues, this is straight up a no-brainer. The game's phenomenal. I'm having a blast. I enjoyed the portrayal, the presentation of every level, which is usually, you have that vibe when you're playing an Unreal 5 game, that a lot of Unreal 5 games have that thing where they kind of just look the same. And I felt like Wuchang was able to pull itself apart in a lot of sections. Particularly that last boss level is insane, dude. When you get to that last boss level, you're just like,
you're
whoa,
like,
what the hell is this? And the fire in the temple and whatnot. Like, there was a lot of really cool stuff in that game that I just really, really enjoyed. And it's a shame that I went down that road. It was funny. You remember the old man you were struggling with? The guy in the guy with the white outfit.
Oh, the snowy region. Like the Ming
no. No, that guy I killed. That was super easy. No, the other one, the real old man that you have to go back to the tomb and whatnot.
I didn't struggle with him. I two-shot him. Yeah.
Okay, because
I was everything in that game.
I was struggling a little bit, and Chad was telling me, "Oh yeah, there's this thing you can do with dual blades, bro." Yeah, if you play dual blades in Wuchang, get the fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck was that? I just went up to the guy and was like, parry. It's just like you parry fish everything while dealing damage. No,
yeah,
and I was like, bro, what is this?
That was one of the big things I called out in my review, is it very much felt like not all weapons were created equal. Because like dual blades and like axe, like perfect example with axe, I had a build where like the one of the demon of obsession fights, not the very last one that pulls from like every kit, but the one right before that in like Act 5.
Oh, that was one of the ones that I lost.
No, I
picked the wrong dialogue option or whatever it was.
Dude, she walked into a corner and never stood up again. I just perpetually did the axe loop, and every time I did the heavy slam, she would go and fall down, and I would do 3 more attacks and then slam, and she would go and fall down, and she could not stand up. She like tried to change her weapon mid-fight, and I'm like, don't you do that shit. Like, I felt bad. I've never felt more like I'm abusing a computer, because she just kept letting out this like, and she's just getting pounded into the fucking dirt by my axe, and I'm like, I'm sorry, little one. I'm like fucking Thanos over here, just beating her out of existence. And then I'm like, okay, that fight's done. On to the next one. So,
God
you know,
damn.
and I mean, I will say the challenge can be there. So I put it a step above Hell Is Us, obviously. But there were also things in Wuchang that
would let you break the game, yeah.
Break the
Absolutely.
game, yeah. Are you noticing a theme with how I play my games here, right?
Yeah. You just like breaking the game. That's what you do.
Just break the game.
Yeah. So
just give me a job as like QA, the master of QA. I will find all the most broken shit in your game.
So I know you hate doing this. Wuchang, Kazan, or Lies of P. Order them.
I mean, they different for different things.
I know.
Kazan is a spiritual successor to Neo. So I don't think it falls into the strict Souls-like category. And I think Kazan legit has the best combat in anything Souls adjacent I've played in a long time. I think for world design, Wuchang, clearly. It's not even a competition.
No, actually, with Lies of P, I actually like the world of Lies of P more.
I'm talking about like not like
levels?
Presentation of the world. I'm talking about like level design, world interconnectivity. Yeah, Wuchang is fucking Dark Souls 1 levels of interconnectivity. You're like, where does it? Holy shit, I'm back at the start. Like,
yeah. It's really, really good with that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Wuchang went on that.
For just like a singular presentation, I think Lies of P does an excellent job. I think for storytelling, Lies of P story is very good.
Lies of P is very good.
Yeah, my biggest fault with Lies of P was it felt like you could have slapped a fucking Ubisoft arrow in the middle of the screen, and that's what it felt like to explore Lies of P. I'm like, oh, what's over here to the left? Oh, piece of treasure. What's over here to the right? You go for like 2 minutes. Oh, piece of treasure. Okay, back to the front path, I guess. And that was it. I never felt like I got like the danger, because I remember Lies of P came out same time as Lords of the Fallen, and Lords of the Fallen, for all the shit that was wrong with that game at launch, you could be like, I think I'm going to go left and end up in a completely fucking different zone compared to going straight or right,
I'm very curious for Lords of the Fallen 2. I'm super excited for that one, because like if they learn from one, have you played 2.0 yet? I haven't played 2.0.
No, they've been asking me. They keep like DMing me, and they're like, you should jump in and play it. And I'm like, is there new bosses? And they're like, no, but lots of updates. I'm like, I need content, bro. Like, listen,
no, but
Monster
supposedly
Hunter,
the game
monsters.
Is very different now. So I don't know, but I kind of want to play that one again before it comes out. But I will say, Lords of the Fallen had like the best.
I'll tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reach out to them, and we're gonna offer. We're gonna say, me and Ruri will do a full co-op playthrough if you sponsor it and pay us.
I mean, considering that YouTube is it's been bleeding me dry recently, I'll take it.
We will do a sponsored co-op playthrough pre-launch of 2 to promote your first game.
It's gonna be a nightmare to get our schedules together, but yeah, sure.
We can manage it. I mean, you know, we could find a time. We'd make it work.
Yeah, we'd make it work. It is definitely something that I want to play before it comes out. But yeah, so Wuchang having some issues with the patches. I wasn't aware of that. It's a damn shame. But overall, both of us enjoyed our first playthroughs greatly. At least I definitely did. It was a ton of fun. I think you came and told me that I was playing bad when I was fighting the last boss. And then shortly after I killed it.
Yeah,
I still killed it anyway, playing bad.
You were because I was like, use this thing for your spear, and you're like, I don't want to use that thing, and I'm like, you get so much fucking energy from it.
I know. So I remember what it was now. Yeah.
So for the longest time when I used spear, I'm like, I guess this is for counterplay, but I don't really like the counterplay of it.
You have to.
And then when I switched off of the counterplay to instead spend my Braveheart stacks, I was like, okay, this weapon's actually good. It's just you need to ignore the counterplay. And suddenly it's a good weapon.
But the thing that I was telling you is that when you use the gun lance, it converts the brave points.
Yeah, I know, but you could dive in to get all your brave points and then jump straight into the gate. It's like, what's that fucking move? I don't remember. What's the thing in Wilds that lets us rocket across the map and then slam into something's face?
What?
The thing in Wilds where we could literally rocket across the map with our gun lance and then slam something.
Blast
in the face.
dash.
Yeah. It was basically blast dashing, and you were like, "No, I don't want to blast dash." And I'm like, "Ruri, you should really try this blast dash combo." And you're like, "I don't want to do that." And I'm like,
I was tilted because the boss was giving me like Madeir patterns, and I fucking hate when bosses do that. You know, when I'm a big dragon and I'm gonna fly away, and then you run up to it, it's like, I gotcha, I'm gonna fly away again. And I'm just like, oh fucking shit.
All the more reason to use your blast dash, bro.
Fucking Madeir bullshit. It just got me on tilt. I was tilted. I was like, I'm so fucking done with this stupid ass boss and this fucking running away nonsense, garbage ass. But yeah. Real quick, Phantom Blade Zero. Did you play it?
No,
because I know that you've done some content on it.
I had. So it was too big of an ask because they were going to bring me out to China. You were going to go
to China, yeah,
to Beijing, but it would have been I would have departed Thursday morning. I would have gotten to China Friday evening. The event would have been Saturday and Sunday. Monday would have been Forbidden Temple, and then after that I would have flown home and I would have got in late on Tuesday. And the way I mathed it out, I was like, man, this is like 40 hours of travel for barely 40 hours of waking time in China. And I'm like, you know, as much as I'd love to visit China and check it out, especially for a unique opportunity like this, like that's like my general rule of thumb is if I'm going anywhere international, so I want to be there for at least a week.
You basically did commentary over B-roll, I assume. They sent you B-roll of this stuff? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I played it. I played a lot of it. I played it for like 90 minutes. There was a dude there that was like helping me out, like, oh, you should actually go this direction, whatever the usual stuff, because you're on show floor and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's but basically there was like no pressure. There was nobody like, oh yeah, you're done, gotta go away or anything. So I could have stayed there as long as I wanted. So I did the whole level, killed everything, defeated the final boss on the hardest difficulty. So because they have like that new difficulty called Hellwalker.
How did it feel difficulty wise? Because that was probably the biggest concern I saw from people.
It felt to me like Hellwalker is going to be the difficulty for people that like Souls games. Because like it didn't feel too hard. Like it, yeah, I died a couple of times and whatnot, but I still defeated the final boss. I probably would have gotten stuck on the final boss if I was trying to like, no, I want to use my weapon. But I got to the final boss and I noticed, okay, commitment is an issue here. I'm going to swap to like 2 really fast weapons. And I just like fucking shredded him. Especially because the guy that was there taught me a trick. So you know how you have the ink sword? I'm not sure if they showed this on the gameplay they sent you. There's one of the secondary weapons that's called the ink sword. So that's a sword that you can charge up and it does like an AoE. And I thought that's all it did. But no, you charge that up and it does the AoE, and then you charge it again. And if you charge it a second time, it will actually throw the sword out and it will stay dealing damage on the boss for a little bit. So like basically, yeah. So basically I got to the final boss and I'm like, okay, I got these duels. I got the ink sword. Fuck you. And just like fucking tore him to pieces.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be really cool.
It is potentially, out of everything that I've played at Gamescom, it was one of the most polished experiences. I feel like it felt very good to play. It feels super responsive. This is the second time I've played it. It feels super responsive in terms of like, you know, because you're doing those moves and you're wondering, oh, how does it feel when you're pressing the buttons and the visual feedback and all of that. It feels very good. At least, again, in the version that I've played, it feels phenomenal. Because, like, you're really going fast, and then suddenly you trigger those crazy whooshy shit, and your character just, like, starts spinning around, and the other guy spins too, and boom, falls to the ground. It was really, really good. The one that I was stuck in the most was the big boss with the mace. That boss actually felt harder because he has a move where the mechanic is he throws dust to the camera. So you can't fucking see. So like that's part of the thing. If you're too close, you'll throw dust to the camera and then you can't see, and then he comes out of nowhere, fucking slams you. And it just, you know,
you gotta learn that blind timing where you're dodging with your eyes closed. You're like, I need not sight. Yeah. I know your move sets.
And also I was trying to parry everything, but that guy was easier if you dodged. But yeah, I died a couple of times on that guy, but it feels good. I like the whole thing about you having 2 weapons because the weapons behaved very differently. So like, let's say you're playing with like the standard sword or whatever, because they had like this scimitar thing that you could have. If you swap, and you're supposed to swap weapons, like this is part of the mechanic. So you're playing with only one weapon. Eventually, you're going to run out of stamina. And the mechanic is you swap to the other weapon, and you get all the stamina in the other weapon, and then you spend that, and you swap again to the other one. So you're supposed to be swapping weapons. But on top of it, you have the chakrams was one of my favorite weapons, because you're fighting and you swap to the chakrams and your character just like backflips backwards as part of the swap move to get distance. And then if you do the right combo, you can keep attacking from range, just like throwing the chakrams, and it feels really, really good. And then eventually you have to swap again. You can't just like stay there throwing chakrams forever, unless you're like, oh, I just stop attacking to recover stamina. And you don't want to do that. You want to like be swapping weapons all the time. But that feels good. The executions feel real good. Like that was the one that I forget exactly what it was, but it even angled the camera in a way where your character just like puts the guy down, puts the foot in front of in his back, whatever, then pulls out the sword, decapitates him right to the camera. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's really good. So the animations feel good. The whole thing feels great. So here's an interesting thing. Enemies don't respawn when you rest.
At all.
I don't know if that was just a demo thing. The guy that was there wasn't 100% sure if that was just for demo. But I guess that could be related to the fact that I think the developers are saying this is not a Souls-like. This is an action game.
Yeah.
And
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think we need more games that can just be... I mean, that was one of the biggest things with Hell Is Us. I was like, right up front, I was like, this is not a Souls game.
Yeah.
This is... There's stamina and parries, but it is not a Souls game. Do not think of it as such.
So the thing about these, some USB thing. Anyway, the thing about these weapons, the secondary weapons, they're limited, kind of like magic in Souls games. The weapons are limited, kind of like magic in Souls games, right? So you have like 10 uses of a special attack with an axe, right? And the way that you recover that is you go to these bells that work kind of like bonfires, but basically they're checkpoints. But you get to those bells and you get all of the juice back for your weapon, but the enemies don't respawn. So that's kind of like one of the biggest differences. The enemies don't really respawn. On top of it, the final boss, when I got to the final boss level, you know how he has the two phases. So first you're fighting him and there's all the dudes, and then eventually they make one big puppet and he's just like swinging around. It's actually really hard to read that boss because of the fact that he's swinging rather than being in the ground.
I think there's a lot of like, depending on how, like you can fight the lady beforehand and she won't join the boss fight. And then other people were saying if you manage to kill all the dudes in advance, they'll still show up, but he like loses a chunk of health for each that are gone. So you can like that boss fight will change depending on like how
I
much
I knew about the lady because the video that they released before Gamescom, they show them avoiding the lady and then the lady showing up at the boss fight. So for my video, I was like, no, I'm a killer. So I killed her the second I got to her, and then I went to the boss fight and she wasn't there. But a very interesting thing was, so the boss has two phases. I beat phase 1, died, but then when I got there again, I was already in phase 2. So they didn't force me to go through phase 1 again.
You keep phase progression?
Again, I don't know if this is because it's a demo build or what the deal is, but I think it might be for the final game as well. But yeah, do you have any questions about anything that you would want to know about it? Because
no, I'm at the point where I'm just waiting to go hands on.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to go hands on. That's most of my, like, I mean, these days I notice I don't. It's very rare for me to take a look at footage without playing something. Like the main reason for PBZ is like, so we were already talking about booking the trip, and then I got like, I was just like, man, this is just too much fucking travel, and I felt bad because I'd been like working with them about going, and I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Just too much time away, not in China. And they're like, well, we can send you B-roll, and I was like, I'll do something with it. Apologies again. This is a me thing.
But
it's not y'all.
But they were pretty cool, and I think that they've got a real winner on their hands because like even performance wise, it was running really smooth. I forget if it was a regular PlayStation or if it was a PlayStation 5 Pro.
5 Pro.
I didn't. Yeah, I forget if it was one or the other. It does have like some aggressive dynamic resolution at spots, which, it is what it is, that good old Unreal Engine 5. It also has some particle effects bukake at certain times as well, which is another staple of that Unreal Engine 5.
You love Unreal Engine 5, don't you?
I love it, man. Me and Unreal Engine 5 were like, I don't know, white on rice or something like that. But yeah, that game was very, very good. So now, another game that I wasn't even aware existed before I went to Gamescom. And then I don't think I told you this story, but this was really funny. So you know about Valor Mortis, right?
Yeah.
So Valor Mortis gets announced when I'm in Germany trying to stream the thing from my cell phone. I'm trying to stream the opening night live on my cell phone at like 7 megabits a second because the connection is absolutely atrocious. And I see Valor Mortis now. I was like, that's interesting. And then people were saying, oh, it's a first-person Souls-like. I was like, come on, man. You guys are just joking now. And then the next day I'm in the show floor and it literally says Valor Mortis, first person Souls-like. And I was like, fucking what the hell, dude? They were right. They were right. But anyway, so I saw it there and then I was like, oh, I should go to the business booth and see if I can meet somebody there to see if I get to play this. So I go to the business booth and they share a business booth with a bunch of other people. And they were having a party when I went there because it was like end of day. So everybody's just like drinking, eating. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to be a bit messy. So I go in there and I just start looking at people's lanyards, trying to find the people that... and everybody just like drinking, talking, having a good time. And I see one guy that says one more level, which is the guys who are making the game. So I was like, hey, can I talk to you? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we step outside and I was like, so I saw your game was revealed last night, really cool. I'd like to check it out, etc. Do you work for them? And he's like, yeah, I'm the game director. So I just randomly meet the game director at a party that they were having or whatever. And he was able to book me a slot so that I could go play it the next day. But did you play that one or did they send you B-roll? What's the deal with that?
Oh, no, they sent it to me before it was announced.
Yeah, but they sent you B-roll, so you didn't actually play it.
No, they sent me a private demo.
Oh, a private demo. Must be not. I'm like over here in Gamescom trying to like, oh, let me see if I can get somebody to schedule me. And Cowboy's sitting comfortably in his house getting the private demo sent to him. Like, what the fuck?
They're like, hey, we really want your opinion on this. Check it out. Send us feedback. There's an embargo. You can upload as much footage as you want. I'm like, oh, I'll take a look.
So what'd you think of it?
I liked it. It was fun.
I thought it was really good. I wasn't expecting the Souls-like mechanics to translate
when there was
well.
I did want when we do the like jumpy attack, I was like, I feel like I need a plunge. I want to like and shove my saber into something, and then and some of the shooting parts where I'm like against the wall and I'm like, okay, I gotta peek and shoot. I was like, man, I really wish I had like I instinctively wanted a lean to shoot with my pistol.
I think that would be way too powerful. A lean, I think, would be too OP. I think the plunging attack would be cool.
I don't know if it would be that OP. I mean, because the gun isn't that much damage. Like, unless you're taking out a specific ranged enemy that has like a bulbous you could pop.
I'm assuming that since you had limitless time, you actually got to beat the secret boss, because I didn't beat him.
Are you talking about the guy right at the start?
No, it's like this thing that you have to shoot one of the bulbous things, and then it opens up, and there's a guy with like a special helmet. He's got like a Napoleon sword, whatever. He's not the final boss. He's another.
No, he's like close to the start. He's like 10 minutes.
He is somewhat close to the start. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. I went after his ass. I was like, you're going down.
Yeah. Must be nice to have all the time in the world. Cause like I went there and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not doing, cause there's limited time. And especially this was after I did my Onimusha stream where like I got literally 10 minutes to play Onimusha. And then they're like, yep, we need to stop. And I was like, I didn't even fight the boss.
I got all the time I wanted with it. Like,
I was like, bro. So it was like, so I was already burnt. So when I got the Valor Mortis, the second I get to that boss, and I was like, okay, this one's gonna take some time. Nope, skipping that. Bye. Gonna go to this. Gonna go to the main one.
I spent like 20 minutes on his ass learning his parry timings to kill him.
Yeah. So
I was like, you're going down.
Let me tell you something that you probably don't. Well, before we get to that, the way that the game works, people that don't know, you got your dodges like you have in Souls. Like it actually feels good. They tell you when you've hit the iframes. So like there's the screen gets a little bit blurry with the wind effects. That's indicating that yep, you've hit the iframe. Good job. They also tell you when you hit the parries. Like there's good visual feedback for everything. The dodging is also done really well. I feel like it translates well to
it feels
mechanics.
a little bit. If you've played like Dishonored, I think it feels somewhat similar to the movement of that.
I never played Dishonored.
Yeah, that was the biggest comparison I saw people in chat making up, and I was like, I mean, I don't personally like Dishonored, but thinking back, I'm like, okay, I definitely see this comparison with the like speed and the level of control that you have.
The way that it also works is they have like a mechanic wherein when you shoot the bulbous stuff out, usually the enemies will drop mana so that you can then use magic. And I would assume, I don't know because I didn't get to test this thoroughly, that if you burn an enemy down with mana, they'll drop bullets. So it kind of like has that synergy to it. They were dropping bullets regardless every now and then, but I'm assuming that if you burn them down, they probably drop bullets more often. If you shoot them, they drop...
I only really used magic on the main boss.
Yeah, the final boss.
I don't remember if they specifically dropped bullets, but I will say the fire, I was able to cook a solid amount of health off his ass.
Oh yeah, and here's an interesting thing about that particular boss. They nerfed them 5 times in that build you played.
In the build I played?
And yeah, in the build, because it's the same build that I played. Because it's the demo build. So they nerfed them 5 times for that build because... And the guy was like, I didn't want it to nerf him. I thought it was too easy, but they kept nerfing him. And now that I've seen people play, I understand why. It was funny because like when I got there, because there's like a bunch of PCs they had set up in a little room. I think there was like 6 PCs. All of the PCs had the "you died" screen. So everybody that did a play session there before me, nobody actually finished the final boss. Everybody's like, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Bye.
I think I 2 attempted him. Like the first attempt, I was fucking around too much.
2 attempted him? No, it took me like 4 or 5. I forget how many.
I was just well, the first attempt I was fucking around with mechanics. I was like, how much of the boss stuff can I parry? How much will I cook you? And then I was like, okay, I understand you. And I walked in and was like, parry, pop the bulbs, parry, pop the bulbs, parry, pop the bulbs, half of your health, and then sprinted behind him and was like, okay, you're dead.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, good game. A little easy, but nice experience.
I mean, but you still...
Meanwhile, I go to Silksong,
you didn't get the second phase?
Stumbles. He died so fast. I'd have to go back and look at it.
Because that boss has a second phase.
Let me see.
It would have been funny if the version that I fought was harder than yours. I fought this before it was easy. I get the t-shirt.
So boss revealed. Oh, maybe it took more than 2. Hang on. So boss
revealed. Yeah. 2 tried him.
I'm watching. Let me see. I'm going through the footage.
Trying to make me look bad over here. Some bullshit.
No, wait, yeah. So phase 1.
Because, like, I got him down from phase 1 on my second attempt, I think. And then it was, like, figuring out phase 2. Because phase 2 was significantly harder.
Yeah, okay. Phase first attempt, I got him to phase 2. And then I got hit by the big swipes and went down. And then what happened? After that, I went in and... Oh.
But regardless of that...
2 attempts.
So now you're going to...
I took 3 attempts. 3 attempps I killed him.
Yeah, see, it wasn't 2. See, I knew it wasn't 2. Trying to fuck with me.
I'm not that bad.
I think it was bad. Like it was either 4 or 5 for me. I forget exactly how many it was. But what was your overall thoughts on it? Like, you think it's going to be fun? Because I think this one's going to be very fun.
I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. It was surprising for a first-person game. You wouldn't expect the Souls mechanics to translate quite that well, but they do. So I guess next up we talk about the Capcom stuff because you've got to play these as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? You went to
it was very different from the Wilds experience. I showed up early. And I was
this time you're like,
I showed up and I was just chilling, and they're like, do you want to play Onimusha? And I'm like, right now my session's not till like 4:30, and they're like, yeah, computer's open, you can just hop in. And I'm like, they're like, oh no, they're like it's not like last time. Like you can play as much as you want. And I was like, oh,
I go to the places, and then I still like, you have this amount of time. It's like I think for Onimusha, I was given 25 minutes.
I probably
or something like that.
About 2 hours, because I was diving deep into mechanics. I was trying to practice the Ishin. I discovered some unique kills on the boss I could do. I was diving deep.
I wanted to do all of that. I didn't get to. I got my 25 minutes, and that's all I got. And it was basically like one run through of the demo. But at least they assured me this time you're gonna get to see the boss 100%. And I was like, if I don't, I'm playing again. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna see this goddamn boss. But no, it was actually even more frustrating because in the stream I ended like pretty much 30 seconds before I got to the boss. It was like 30 seconds and I would have been at the boss. It's so frustrating. But yeah, so Onimusha, I really liked it. Like I thought it was really cool. The mechanics, you probably got to explore the mechanics more than me. You have the stuff where you do the parries. There's different ways of doing parries, not just last second block. You can hold block and then you press X, and that also goes into a parry. That's actually the proper way of parrying, I feel like. You have the environmental stuff.
I mainly did either Isens or I did the Sekiro parry, where you would block at the last second.
Yeah, what is the Isen?
So the Isen, the idea is, think of it like a quick draw. Like right as the enemy's about to attack, you attack instead. Him. And so it goes, and you just like fucking instant them. And you can do it on seemingly any attack. On the boss, it's a lot tighter on the boss, but I was able to, I got the timing down for like his.
See, because I was just trying to parry.
Yeah.
Like everybody's talking about the Isen.
The boss got fucking bodied when I parried. I was like, deflect, smack, 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 deflect, smack, bitch, deflect, fire sword, smack, 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 boom, you're dead.
I feel like it was easier than it will be in the final version of the game, hopefully.
Well, I mean, it's like the tutorial.
Yeah.
I think I noticed a lot of people are like, this seems way too easy, but like we get our very first Oni Gauntlet Awakening. So I think we're literally playing the beginning of the game, the very start of his journey. Yeah. But I think the parries definitely felt like the easiest approach just because I was doing so much stamina damage. I think anyone that's a veteran of the franchise is obviously going to want to master the Isens, because that's where you're, Lamau, instant damage, you don't get to hit me back, and you're getting huge chunks from them, which is really, really nice. But overall, I mean, I had a blast with it, because just before playing that, I went through, so I had not played Onimusha prior, and they obviously did the remasters for 1 and 2. So I jumped into those. Really enjoyed 1. 2, I was a little more frustrated with some of the mechanics, but still enjoyable. Have not played the ones that came after that. They're, as far as I can tell, either, if I want to, okay, there we go. Fridge is back online. Cool, I fixed it. The ones after that, your options are either emulation or digging up an old console and then trying to find a copy on eBay, and God knows how much they're going to charge. So I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to play those, but
I've never really been into the whole static background thing. It's like not super appealing to me. So it's like I saw that the old ones have like the whole static background.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the tank style controls
controls. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for me to go back to those, but like the new one just feels so good to play. It feels so smooth. Like it felt fantastic.
Yeah, right now it's up there for one of my most anticipated for 26 for sure, because I'm. You know me, fucking Captain Weeb over here. You give me a Japanese aesthetic and a samurai sword, and I'm like, let's go.
I will play the longsword this one time. I got to interview the devs. It was actually really, they're super excited about the game. Those two, they were just like having a blast, like just having fun. and chatting about the game. They actually answered most of the questions that I had. I even asked them about performance. They're like, we will make it very clear what the PC requirements are. And I was like, oh, okay. Very well.
I plan on PCs, so we're gonna hope my rig.
No, I think it'll be fine because it's not like super expansive, and hopefully, with all the feedback that they've received from WoWs, they'll realize, okay, so people don't want to do upscaling and frame gen. So let's try to make this in a way that they don't have to do upscaling and frame gen. I kind of feel like that might be changing, but we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Pragmata, how'd you like Pragmata? I thought that one was super fun.
It was really interesting, and I think that one was probably one of the most unique ones, just because we had no idea what it was going to be going into it. Like everything surrounding that game was like, is it a Mega Man game? Is it a horror game? Like what the fuck? What are we cooking with here? It was interesting. It reminded me of like vibe wise, like controls. It almost had like a little bit of like a Dead Space feel to it, like the over the shoulder, the third person. But then you had like the hacking that was added in and the running around. I liked what I played. My only concern would really be that it is kind of straightforward from what I got to experience, and I would hope that that the hacking expands enough to where that stays interesting and engaging for the entirety of the game.
Did you get the armor break upgrades for the hacking?
I think I got a bunch. Yeah, I had like
because that changes the way that the hacking.
Yeah, there's
goes,
there's additional things you got to route through, and I did all that. But I enjoyed it. It's just it's hard, brand new franchise, brand new experience, small snippet. So it's from what I played, I enjoyed. But it's one of those things where I'm like, I want to see more. I want to see. Like, I would like to see a snippet of like mid game to see kind of how things evolve past the opening.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a good thing for that game would also be potentially co-op. Like, imagine couch co-op where somebody else is doing the hacking.
I'm playing and you're just a little girl on my back. It's like
I just want to be a little girl on your back, cowboy. I want to be a little girl piggybacking on you.
I'm gonna hack Papa Cowboy. Like, okay, you do your hacking, buddy.
Initiating hack. Oh my god. No, but it was interesting because like initially I was thinking to myself, because I remembered when I did the stream, because I streamed before I got to do the capture sessions. So when I did the stream, I remember that the hacking does a little bit of damage. Can I just hack? And you can just kill monsters just by hacking, but it's very inefficient.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to do that. But no, that one was really cool as well. I think that Capcom is cooking with these two. Resi 9 I played. Resi 9's kind of like outside my wheelhouse. I usually don't play horror games. I don't know about you, but
I play Resident Evil in short bursts. Like even when I stream it, I'll be like, okay, it's been an hour and a half. I'm gonna take a break now, and I'll see y'all next week.
You scared of horror games?
They're just there. I love horror games, but they like non-action horror gets so intense, bro.
Do you get stressed out?
Yeah, I do.
Dude,
that thing fucking chasing you around.
You think that's bad? My chat made me play because I had the first PlayStation VR. So chat was like, "Oh, you should play Resident Evil 7."
Nope.
And I was like, "I don't own Resident Evil 7," but then a friend of mine did, and so he loaned it to me. So I grabbed the loan copy, I popped it in, and I played the entirety of Resident Evil 7 in VR.
Oh God,
Let me tell you, you think you're scared? Imagine when you hear "Welcome to the family, boy," and you turn around, there's this big motherfucker coming at you with an axe.
Yeah, nah, I don't know if I could. One day maybe, but I'm like, that's like a bucket list thing.
It was, that was rough. And then on top of it, like, because it's VR, you start getting sick unless you do something. So it's also, I think the thing that bothered me the most was that I don't think it was a very good experience for the viewers, because I turned on the thing where your camera turns in angles. So rather than your camera being smooth, it goes like, because that made it so that I wouldn't get sick. Because if you're turning the camera smoothly, I'm like,
I think one of the big things I found if you're doing VR, if you have a fan, like just a fan that's mounted and blowing air at you, I think that helps a lot. because then it helps to like mimic the, you know, you're moving because you're feeling air go past your face.
Maybe I don't know, but like the turning is always the hardest part. Turning the camera is like so vicious. But yeah, I played the whole game like that, and that was rough. But I did it. That's still in my channel. People can still find it, like full playthrough Resi 7 in VR mode. But anyway, finally, Deep of Night. How much you played of Deep of Night?
Deep of Night?
Yeah.
What is Deep of Night?
Joking?
Oh, Nightreign?
Yes, Nightreign.
Yeah. You could have just said Nightreign. I don't think anyone's like, hey, bro, you check out Deep of Night yet? You should have just said,
why not?
It's
called Deep of Night because if you're playing regular Nightreign, then it doesn't matter because I don't want to talk about regular Nightreign. I only want to talk about Deep of Night.
This is the equivalent of being like, hey, you've been playing Wilds with the update, or hey, you've been playing Title Update 1.6, like title for 1.6 for Wilds, bro. 1.6. Me and my homies are getting together for 1.6.
Deep of Night.
I haven't gotten too far because I did a run with Oro and Raph, and then Borderlands came out. So
yeah, so you've been playing
Borderlands has sucked me in. Yeah, I've
been going pretty ham on Deep of Night. That thing's fucking hard, bro. That thing.
I mean, depth one was depth one. We got fucking It was a joke. We got like Tricef. We got Libra and it disconnected us, and then we got a third Tricef, and so we were just 3-0 killing Tricefs.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
depths 1 is fine. Depths 2 is where things start getting a little bit wild, and then depths 3 is when things got really wild. So the new meta for Deep of Night is basically, you know, the thing for the jail hunter mod, whatever, where you're. I mean, it was already kind of like the meta.
The average jail power attack power boost.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that's not it. There's another one for invaders that gives you like 7% every time you kill an invader.
Yeah.
And there's always guaranteed 2 invader camps in Deep of Night. So that's the one you want to get. That I don't have that relic, so fuck me, I guess. But
I heard you basically at depth 3 and above, someone was saying you either have damage mitigation at full health or you lose.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Like, you want to know what happened to us when we got to depth 3? Because I only did one match at depth 3 because then it kicked me back down to depth 2. So we got to depth 3, and we get there, and we're doing the invader camps because I don't have the invader relic, but the 2 people I'm playing with, they have the invader relic. So we're doing the invader camp so that they get powered up. And I'm playing the bird anyway, so I don't need that much damage. So we're all just chilling. Well, we're not really chilling. We were struggling to get this friggin' camp down because it's an Iron Eye. And Iron Eye at depth 3 is just like, one tap. Don't care. Fuck you, die. The mobs themselves, like the crossbowmen, one tap. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? So everything's killing us, but we're still pushing through. We're killing the invaders. Mm-hmm. And in comes Margit. Margit shows up out of nowhere, targets me, and I was like, good, at least he's targeting me. And so my friends are going like, oh, we don't have a grace because we still haven't defeated the boss of that camp. So if we die, there's going to be a problem. We need a grace. So they fuck off to a church and God knows where to go get a grace. They're killing a boss. Meanwhile, I'm running through the map and Margit's like, come here, little bird. Come here, little bird. And then eventually I get close to them in the church and I'm like, okay, so they're coming to me at this point, and I stop and I've turned to face Margit, and Margit's just like, I don't give a fuck. Bam, 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 break guard. Fuck you, die. Margit kills me, and then he goes like, yo, peace out, bitches.
Yeah, he leaves and you're permanently debuffed, yeah.
And I'm permanently debuffed with 30% more damage. I was already getting one shot. Now I'm getting one shot even more.
Yeah.
We still made it all the way to the boss, and then we died because one of us made a mistake or whatever, and it just triggered the chain of deaths, and we were fucked. It was sentient pest was what got us, and then we got pushed back down to depths 2 again. But I really like it. Like, it's so challenging. I had to like remake my whole Guardian build to make it work, and I still don't have the relic. I think the biggest issue with Deep of Night is that if you're going to make it that hard, people can't be gated by relics anymore, because like that's a major issue. It's like, oh, you don't have the one invader relic? Tough shit. You can't do Depth of Night. Good luck. You're just fucking cooked.
Yeah, I was doing I got the Iron Eye poison relic pretty early, and that was cracked. was just
the one where you deal more damage to poison enemies or whatever it is.
No, where my slash, I don't remember his action ability where he just dashes through stuff and marks it.
The mark, yeah.
Yeah, Mark applies poison and like detonates it. And I was just like soloing shit. I was pumping so much fucking damage. I was like, this is nasty.
Yeah.
Given this was only depth 1, so.
Iron Eye appears to be one of the characters that deals the most damage, but no, it's been really fun going through that mode, and the crazy shit that can happen with some of the red enemies. Like, we'd be going in, okay, let's do this jail at level 3. Red ancient dragonkin soldier. Never mind. Let's leave. Or even just like red, what are they called? The ones that do the wind thing? I forget the 3 knights.
Banished Knights.
Yeah, red banished knights. Never mind. Let's leave, because red banished knights will fuck you up instantly at level 3. Like, don't even try it.
Yeah, I want to get back to it. I think after I'm done after I finish the Borderlands campaign, I'll probably do a mix of Borderlands and Nightreign. But I wanted to get back to Daemon Ex Machina too, because I only did 1 stream of that.
I haven't played that one yet. I want to jump into that one. But
I'm gonna probably play some while I'm on vacation. Make a little.
See, I asked Marvelous, send me a code, and they told me to go pound sand. So it was like, fucking
gotta get an alert campaign.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with those guys, man. It's messed up.
They literally there was like a link on their profile on Twitter, and it was like, sign up for our alert campaign, and I was like, okay. And then the game came out. They're like, hey, have a key. I'm like, okay, thank you.
God damn.
You gotta go to the lurk campaign.
Yeah, I'll see. It's probably not active anymore. I'll just buy it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for the show. Unless there's anything else you want to bring up.
Have you tried Peak?
No, I haven't tried Peak.
Oh, Peak is so much fun. You got to play Peak.
Yeah,
me and the boys have been doing Peak almost every Friday, and it has just been the dumbest, most enjoyable experience. Just playing with the boys and goofing around. And my one friend, and we were going through this stint where like no one's mic was working, and like we got the mics working, and then he just pretended his mic didn't work, and he would only communicate with us via the bugle. We're like, where is Melon at? Where did he go? And you just hear like burr, 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 burr. And I'm like, oh nope, he's up there fucking bugling. And then it's, I don't know, man, it's just something about Peak.
Did you
so
say where's Mike at? Is this Michael from The Magic?
No, Melon.
Melon. You said Melon.
His in-game name is Small Melons, so we just call him Melon.
For a second there, I thought it was you were basically bullying Michael again. We need to stand up for Michael. Michael's getting bullied in Magic Nights with Cowboy. He's getting bullied. It's not fair.
Bullied. Michael is typically the last person I kill in Magic Nights. I prefer to go after his son first. I kill Mike's son.
I kill his family in front of him, and then I feed the blood of his children to him. That's what I do to Mike. But I don't bully him.
We're talking about a 20-year-old college student, okay? He's not a kid. He is a young man. Yeah. He knows how to make his own magic decks.
And then I kill his dad.
And he plays fucking Tyranids. So he'll just sit there passive. His kid, Devin will sit there playing Tyranids. And then he's like, I'll just skip. And I'm like, you'll just skip. You're just going to skip with 8 fucking mana available? Yeah, I don't think so. We're fucking everybody. And he's like, no, don't. And I'm like, no. No, I know what your fucking deck does. One more turn, you're going to have like a 40-40 Tyranid that shits out babies. You're dying now. And he's like, don't do it. Don't do it to me. And I'm like, nah. Fuck off. You're too big of a threat. And then after him, then I can turn attention to Michael and his army of fucking angels and knights and shit.
Yeah. I feed him the blood of his child. That's what I do to Michael.
I mean,
that's
listen,
what I hear.
You play you're not Warhammer, but your fire team or whatever. Yeah. You know, it's like you don't let a Tyranid player just fuck off in a corner and do whatever they want.
I mean,
you eradicate them.
Every time my friend plays the Tyranid equivalent, which is aren't they actually called Tyranids?
They are, yes. There is the Warhammer 40K cards in Magic. Yeah, there was a Universe Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I have a demon Bellicor 40. I have a 40K Bellicor deck as well.
Whenever he plays Tyranids, he just gets destroyed, because what happens is Tyranids only have 5 miniatures. I have 10. So his miniatures are really powerful, but I just control the whole map. There was one time where Tyranids get to make a tunnel right? When they're going through the game, you put these markers down on the board and they're basically making a tunnel. And then he can like exit out of the tunnel and attack me. And I'm like, okay, you're making a tunnel there? Okay, so there's the sniper here. There's a sniper here. There's a rocket launcher guy. I basically made a kill box. And I'm just like, step outside, motherfucker. Step outside. I'll show you what happens. There's like 4 dwarves sitting there looking at the tunnel. It's like, come on, little Tyranids, step outside. So his Tyranids have like 20 wounds. It's like, doesn't matter. I have 4 people to shoot you down with. You're going to fucking die. I might lose a dwarf. You're going to lose a Tyranid.
Little different in Magic with them. There's one he likes to play this thing. He'll put it out, and it usually comes out with a shit ton of counters, so it drops as like at minimum he's playing it at like an 8/8. But the real threat of it is when you kill it, however many counters it had, it creates that many
little babies spawn.
One baby Tyranids. So I've been running exile packages lately, so he'll play it, and I'm like, it's a nice 15/15 you have there, and he's like, don't do it, and I'm like, Let me look at are there any threats on this table? No, just that. I think I'm gonna. He's like, don't do it. I'm like, yeah. How about you heal for 15 and we send him to exile? And he's like, fuck.
That's funny. No, but yeah, Kill Team's been a blast. I need to see if I go to another tournament, but I need to paint these guys. They don't even have heads yet. Look, he doesn't have a head. I need to put a head on him still.
No head.
But he's got a machine gun. He's got a big machine gun. Look at this effect I made though. Tell me this effect doesn't look cool. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell the effect?
It's like the barrel's heating up kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it?
Until the barrel melts.
No, it's not gonna melt because it's paint. It's fine.
I know. But you could take a lighter and just like barely singe the edge of it.
No, absolutely not.
This barrel started melting from how hot those bullets are that he's firing.
You know that unit is like the elite killer. Because when he shoots, that gun will like pierce armor like nobody's. So like it will kill a space marine if you hit them right. So yeah.
Kill a space marine? Sounds like some lore violations here.
No, I'll kill a space marine with that gun if I hit him right. If the dice roll in my favor, I'll kill a space marine. Straight up.
My money's on my boy Titus. He's got plot
listen,
armor.
I'm gonna have a space marine team now that came out in the new box Tomb World. They have a Death Watch kill team, so I'm gonna have that, which is like apparently one of the most overpowered teams right now. But yeah, I will have a space marine team when I'm done painting these. But yeah. That's going to be it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. Do remember there's going to be links to all cowboy things in the description. Check them out. Next stuff you're going to be working on is still Borderlands, Nightreign. No, actually, I'm assuming Ghost of Yote.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I'll be doing that at the start of October, and then probably
so you didn't get a
Ninja Gaiden 4.
You didn't get an early code because like a bunch of people were already saying, yeah. I don't understand. So, they sent me one for Ghost of Tsushima, and I did like a full-on review and everything. I love that game.
No, Sony's their PR works in mysterious ways. I've gotten like God of War. I got from them a month early, and then this one I just didn't get. So they might have. I'll probably get because they sent me Lost Soul Aside, and they sent me.
They sent me that pile of trash too.
they sent me. I think let me see. I'm pretty sure they sent
how'd you like Lost Soul Aside? Was that good? I remember telling you that it was bad, and you're like, "No, man. People are telling me it just takes a while to get good."
Yeah, no, they
and I was like, "It must take a long fucking time."
They sent me that, and they sent me Death Stranding too, but I think they've
sent me that either.
I think they've reclassified me. Because they had me in the review bucket for a while, and I think they've shifted me back into the content creator bucket. But
it's so weird.
Speaking of reviews, did you see that fucking? I think it was DualShockers. Just the most egregious embargo break I think I've ever seen.
I think I saw Gene tweet about that. If I'm not wrong,
they just straight up dropped a review of the game on Reddit.
Yote?
No, of Silent Hill F.
Oh, right.
They're like, yeah, here's our review. It's a couple days early, but we love it. And it's like,
Dude, that reminds me of the one of the first times when I was still like I didn't understand exactly how the industry worked. So Sony sent me like a review code for Gran Turismo 7. And I thought like, okay, so embargo is like for gameplay and stuff. So I put out a tweet like, hey, I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 and having a blast. And then on that same day, I went to like, no, but on that same day, I go to like a Sony event and the guy pulls me outside. Dude, you can't fucking do that, dude. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what do you mean? I didn't even say anything. I said I was enjoying it. It's like, yeah, you can't say that. You can't say literally anything. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why you don't get codes no more.
Yeah, no, it's not. Tsushima was long after that, bro. What are you talking about? No. No, it's weird the way that they end up doing that stuff with like, oh, well, no, this person's media.
Sometimes there's, and sometimes they're like, you can say, for a while their thing has been like, you can say you're reviewing it and you can post the title screen and that's it. And other times they're like, you don't fucking say anything. You don't even say that. Don't even mention the name of the game that exists. And you're like, okay.
I was wondering if it's like because I want to play Yote, but at the same time I'd be like, I mean, it's gonna run really well on a Pro, and I only have a standard PS5.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the Pro, but I mean, what else is coming out? Like start of October. I mean, Yote. I mean, well, there's Final Fantasy Tactics, but that's
Tactics.
I'm gonna play that on my own.
Yeah, I want to play that on my own as well.
I don't want to have stream being like, you gotta change to a drug up. Fuck the fuck up. I'm playing how I want. So you got Ghost of Yote October 2nd, which will gobble up some time, and then
I mean, at the end of the month we have Omega, bro. I'm playing the fuck out of Omega. Hell yeah.
And then Ninja Gaiden 4 October 21st. That's gonna be good. I might fuck with Jurassic World Evolution. I played the first and the second one. There's something about it's like it's just what your typical like tycoon sim, but you make your own dinosaur park.
Yeah, I'd rather paint.
I get hooked on those.
It's funny. I can say I would rather watch paint dry. I would, but in my miniatures. I would rather watch paint dry in my miniatures.
November actually looks pretty. Oh, Where Winds Meet. That's what I'm curious about because the gameplay looks insane, and I'm like, this is either going to be crazy.
The Eric's boys have played that.
It's either going to be crazy or it's going to be another Lost Soul side situation.
No, I think it's going to be good because like Paradise and 2.6 have been playing that and they said it was real good. I think they said it was really good. At least I remember them being mostly positive.
That's the big November game, and there's nothing for December yet. But that's
then maybe in November I'll play Expedition 33.
Have you not finished it?
No.
What, bro? It is game of the year by far. You need to play it. You also need to play Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 is...
No, I don't think I'm playing Death Stranding 2. I'll probably wait until it comes out on PC.
It's so good.
I know.
You're sleeping
I'll wait until it comes out on PC. I'm not sleeping on it. I just don't have the time. There's too many things happening. Bro, I barely got to do anything during summer break. I've been suffering, man.
You haven't even done Silksong. I want to see you suffer through Silksong.
I would have to play the original Hollow Knight before I play Silksong.
No, just play Silksong, you pussy. Let's do it.
No, I want to play the original before I play Silksong, and eventually I'll do it. But yeah,
chat berate him until he plays both. Stream marathon, no sleep till Palace of Pain.
I can't do marathons, bro. I would die. I'm too old. Man. I'm an old man.
There was that streamer that died. So the French guy.
There's plenty of streamers that. Why do you think I have a standing desk? I have a standing desk and I don't fucking die.
There was. It was recent. It was like some French guy that was doing a marathon and he just died.
Yeah, people think that you can just sit on a chair for 24 hours straight. You'll die. You get a fucking blood clot and you die. Why do you think I have a standing desk? Why do you think I work out? So that I don't die? Because I spend too much time sitting on this fucking chair.
I also have a standing desk. I rarely use it to stand. I mainly...
You see this? Standing right now.
I can... Here, we can stand together.
Stand with me, cowboy. Rise up. There you go. Look at him. He's ascending. He's ascending, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm standing now. Just making sure nothing falls off.
It's good. Like I do this all the time, dude. In streams, I do this all the time. I just stand up. Boom.
You want a real challenge? Do a treadmill streams.
I'd love to. I don't have a treadmill though.
I got a walking treadmill. But the problem is, so here's the problem with the treadmill streams. One, it looks like an infomercial because the whole stream you're just like this. You're like, all right, let's see where we're gonna go. And people are like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're like, I'm on the treadmill. And the other problem is, even though you're not going fast, eventually you're gonna be out of breath. I tried doing it with Resident Evil, and I was like, okay, we gotta find.
Yeah, you run out of breath just walking because you have to talk so much. We gotta
find. Where the fucking people after the fact,
usually
people are watching the video.
Usually like I'll dance. I'll be like, if I'm playing something, I'm hitting like a good OST. I'm like going like this while I'm streaming. Like
people in chat were like, why the fuck is he so out of breath? And I'm like, because I'm walking 3 miles while fighting Mr. X, okay? This is challenge mode right now.
Oh man. But anyways, guys, that is gonna be it. We'll see you guys on the next one. All cowboy links in the description down below. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.